Hello everybody, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching. Sorry, we started a bit late due to technical issues, but we have everything settled. We are ready to rumble, we're ready to talk about what people don't want to talk about. One more time, this is Nigeria, the national question. I'm your host, Obi Ojimadu. And the topic for today we have is secession, selfish or selfless. Wow. Gentlemen, let me introduce the panelists here. On my left, Prince Oscar Ojinaka.
Thank you for having me.
Representing IPOB. He's the PRO of IPOB in Ukraine.
Thank you very much.
That's right. And next we have Destiny, the PD.
Thank you so much for having me again.
You're welcome. And we have Dr. Lukman Adedira.
Thank you for having me.
And the engineer to be, Sunday Nathan.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And engineer Kayode Banks. Welcome, gentlemen. This is another day, another debate, another forum, live forum. As usual, viewers, at the right time, we shall get the studio line working so that you can tune in, you can call in, express your views, share your ideas, but let's say you have not more than 90 seconds to do that, okay? Not more than 90 seconds. You know, you can ask your questions to any of the panelists or to the panelists in general. You can share your views as well, and we move on. And let me still underline two things. As you call in, please, it's not about insults. If we sit down to insult one another, we cannot achieve a dialogue. Anything we need to solve, we need to sit down, no matter what it is, no matter what the decision might be, we need to sit down and iron it out. Secondly, I repeat, we are not politicians, neither are we propaganda journalists. We are just simple citizens out here to talk about the problems that we have and to find a way forward. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. Secession. As we've heard, for the past few years, the agitation mostly by Biafra, well, let me call them Biafra, agitation by from the Biafra region of the southeastern part of Nigeria, asking for separation from Nigeria. And recently, we also heard of from the Oduduwa group who said, okay, they are also breaking away. Well, we have to discuss all these things today to know actually what is really going on. Is secession the only way out? That's number one. And number two, is it selfless? Are there people who are out there to, is it for their own separate, for their own personal gain, or are they out to do this for the rest of their people? Is secession the only solution to our problem? So tonight we're going to discuss all these things. So, gentlemen, secession, selfless or selfish? Who wants to go first? Dr. Lukman, okay, let me hear you.
Good afternoon.
Viewers, please let me repeat. When we get the lines open, we'll let you know so they can call in. Thank you.
Good afternoon,
sorry, sir.
Good morning, good evening, viewers at home. My name is Dr. Adelaja. I would like to start like this by saying, as an individual, we are entitled to our own opinions. As an individual, we are entitled to our own opinion as regards issues and events, no occurrences. Like the question, secession. Secession is selfish act or is selfless act. If you understand the definition of what secession is all about, and the concept of the adjective, the selfish adjective and the selfless adjective, I might be a little bit skeptical and be straightforward. If what secession means, it is selfless. But as regards our country, Nigeria, quote and unquote, the concept of secession looks selfish. I have read a lot of articles, a lot of comments as regards this program, Nigerian, the dialogue we have been making. People say, you Yoruba, you are this, you are that. You are cowards, you are hypocrites, Hausas, Fulanis, they are this, they are that. What brings about that one? We allow our emotion to occlude our reality, our sense of judgment. Denial is good, but denial indeed is a psychiatric problem. Thank you.
All right, so you're trying to say it's in the Nigerian context as of today that it is selfish.
But the reality, secession is selfless.
So are you referring to the agitation by IPOB in Nigeria?
Not IPOB alone.
Okay, who else?
Like you said in the preambles,
Okay.
the concept of some of group, I don't even know their existence. I don't even know any part of them. I am a Yoruba man, and I have been in front of this, moving out with politicians, moving in politics for as far as I say I know my right from my left. I've never seen some vibes in what people that call themselves Ududua or anything they would call themselves, whatever the name they are calling themselves. But as far as I'm concerned, if as regards the context of Nigeria, the Ulabalu or the unnecessary agitation, the pandemonium and the fox, the chaos that is happening in Nigeria, the concept of this secession look selfish. Wow.
Looks selfish. In the concept of Nigeria today, you mean?
So,
All right.
And we have to say something to that.
Okay.
Would you please tell us on what ground would you make such a claim that it is selfish? I mean, you can't just say statements and make such big claims without.
thank you. Like I said, I'm a Yoruba man.
That
And
in itself.
we are all entitled to our own personal opinion as regards a particular issue. The way I look at issues might be different from the way every other look at it. But from my own perspective of what I see, take for instance, everybody knows that Nigeria is having a problem. Nigeria is in chaotic states. But don't let us because of the confabulations that if we have ours and we don't have emotion set in order to achieve, in order for people to enjoy, what is the importance of secession? Having our own political
I
will.
must say again, what exactly is the reason you think it is a selfish act? Please don't tell us that you...
The question is...
Hold on, let me finish. Don't tell us this because you feel like it shouldn't be. You have to give a reason.
That's why I said my reason as regards this issue.
I do not think that your reason is enough because there are several times I have come to make decisions because I felt so. I was completely wrong when...
That's why we are saying we are entitled to our own personal opinion.
Well, then we should note that this opinion is not one of those opinions that should be seen when it comes to play.
Okay, but is there anything you've seen in the leaders of IPOP or any other person calling for cessation that makes you think that this person is going for just his own personal gains? Maybe divide and rule or something like that.
Let's try to look at the concept. What is selfish and what is selfless?
Okay.
If you understand the concept of selflessness, take for instance, since this agitation, secessions, IPOB and MASOP issue arises, what are the people reaction to? Like I said, first thing before we start this program, if you are right, you don't need to be angry. If you are wrong, you don't have the right to be angry.
My point is this. I think we've passed that stage where personal feelings regarding such an important issue should even be discussed. At this point, we should be talking about what really are the reasons why this
And the question is, what are the reasons the people that say they want Odudua give out? What are their reasons for secessions?
We are asking that question and you are giving a reason that's because
All right.
you feel so.
It's okay. Let's hear...
Yes. My name is Destiny.
Engineer Destiny, yes.
Engineer Destiny. I'm a Nigerian, here from River State. Now, the word secession, selfish or selfless. I will give a very simple answer. Maybe try to give you my reason for whichever I decide to say.
Right.
Because the word, number one, let's look at the word secession. Secession is an act or the action of breaking out or withdrawing from any political party, formally, or membership of a federation or a state. Could be a political party or whatever. Sorry to say it, even in a religious ground. Somebody feels that in this church I've been marginalized. I'm not being given too much attention. Sorry to bring that into play. Then the person decides to say, okay, sir, please, I tender my resignation. I want to leave. And then the person, the GO or whoever, will honor your resignation by giving you a reply, because it has to be in the file. Honorably.
That's right.
Yeah, so having said that, secession for me is selfless. Now, bringing to play the happenings in our country, Nigeria, right now.
Okay.
Because I have just been able to define or to tell us that secession is an action of withdrawing from maybe your membership of maybe a federation, a state,
yeah.
Especially a political party.
Right.
Especially
Right.
a political party. Now, the reason I said is selfless is because, number one, if I am in a political party or maybe I'm in any organization, what I intended or the whole aim, objectives, the whole purpose for which I belong to this particular organization is not being fulfilled or I'm not getting it. I have every single right to tell you, hey guy, I'm leaving here. Why? The reason is because the very first thing that got me interested in the first place is not what I'm seeing. Now take for instance, let's use Ukraine and Russia.
Right.
As a very clear example. Now, Ukraine, how many years ago, told Russia, hey, listen, we want to be an autonomous country. We don't want to be under your rulership. Let me use that word, your rulership. We think that at this stage, we can be able to manage what we have because we want our people to be able to see the other part of the world. We don't just want to stay in the Soviet Union, where you're limited to travel to places, you're limited to do one or two things. No, we want to experience the other part of life. You get it? So, now, bringing to play what is happening in our country, which is Nigeria. Now, the agitation, which perhaps, not perhaps, which is 100% the reason why we're looking at secession, selfless or selfish. Now, people are calling or want secession. The reason is because we have been in this Nigeria stuff for too long. And they think that being in this or together as a nation, they are being marginalized. There is nobody in Nigeria today that tells you that they don't see. In fact, even the blind can see. So if this thing, if as a nation we're not moving forward, and I'm telling you that, hey guy, I think we should do it, try it the other way. If something is not working out, you've tried it over and over again, wisdom demands that you try it the other way. You get it? So for me, and now, the word I said is selfless because the person in question, who happens to be the leader, in the person of Nnamdi Kanu, he has even said several times that he doesn't even want to be the president of IPOB. So that alone gives you the ground for which you want to say that yes, this person is a leader who doesn't just want to do this thing for himself. No, he's looking at this thing is in benefit, or he's doing it looking at the suffering of his people, looking at how they've been marginalized, how people are suffering on a daily basis, they're being killed without any reasonable reason or cause, rather. Right. They don't give us a cogent reason for which somebody will just die. Somebody can just get into your house, get into a church, and then everybody goes down. There is no cogent reason. Nobody gives any form of explanation. And then, as a reasonable Nigerian that I am, Nigerian that I am, if you look at what is happening today, look at the youth, for example. Somebody go to school, and then you've gone to school. You've gone for some people. They even spent 10 years in the 4 walls of the university. At the end of the day, you come out, you're carrying file around. Somebody who didn't go to school just releases an album, and then he's a millionaire. Talents are different, destinies are different. That I can underline. But then, A country that do not seek the betterness of its youth is not a country. So for that being said, I'm going to say, and I can say it anywhere, that in that context, secession, for me, is not being selfish.
Okay, in the context of IPOP today.
Yes, it's not being selfish though.
It's,
Because
it's
what
selfless.
he is going for, yes, is in the benefit of his people.
Okay.
I'm not doing this for self. Self is I'm controlling myself. Even though when we look at self now, we can try to channel it the egos.
Right. Okay. As a group.
You are very good as a group.
All right.
But then, as long as it serves the interest of the people, secession in its act of revolutionary.
Yeah.
If it suits or it satisfies the longing, the demand, the yearning of the people, I don't think it's wrong.
Okay.
Yes, I don't think it's wrong.
Okay. All
So
right.
if you want to ask me any question, please.
it's all right.
I'm listening to you.
As regards
Engineer Sunday, what? Let me hear what.
Okay, my name is Sunday Nathan, engineer to be, I might say, from Maiduguri, Borno State, Marigibai tribe, from Askiroba local government area. Now, secession, the art of secession, being selfish or selfless. First of all, let me define being selfish. Being selfish is not putting into consideration the feeling of others and then trying to just gain everything for one's own benefit or pleasure, okay? And being selfless is the exact opposite of this, what I just said. Okay, and then secession is the act of moving out, like he defined, from, let's just say a political party, and then to another one or something you create. Now, what I think secession is all about is, I wouldn't say it's directly selfless or selfish. It's a little bit of both. And here's my reason why. First of all, secession has to happen by either an individual or group of individuals, okay? Now, to that person that is secessing, I don't know if such word exists, but let me use it.
Okay.
To the person
Let's
secessing.
accept it now.
To the person secessing. Now, for him to want to leave that particular group, it has to be that, first of all, he is not really benefiting from that group.
Okay.
Now, I would say it is selfish in this sense. If the reason for that person leaving is because he did not actually achieve what he had hoped he would achieve in that particular group, and then he's trying to break out to create or make a safe haven for himself, then it's actually selfish. I'm not saying that it's not good to make
Can I
a
ask
safe.
you a question?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what do you think is the reason people belong to associations?
The reason people belong to associations. Okay, to answer this question, an association, let's say it's made to help other people. Now you have to belong in an association so that you will be what's this word?
Can I add something?
You would be is it familiarized? I've forgotten the word to use though. As a part of that association, and the association has to be created in order to support a particular group or something. So you have to belong to that association.
I'm going to answer that question.
Okay, sir.
I suppose the reason for anybody to belong into any kind of partnership or union is because of perhaps the idea,
They have common goals.
the goals they are trying to, whatever the organization represents, right?
Yeah.
And answering your question, is this a selfish act or selfless? Well, it's going to have to depend on the current status of what is going on.
Okay.
You see, if you, as a member of a union, if you come to evaluate and you realize that, you know what, they no longer do what I initially wanted, I suppose it is your right to make a declaration, at least make them know that you no longer, want this, or maybe you're not even saying, maybe that is, I think you should, the idea to move out should be the last resort.
Very
You should
good.
be thinking of that when nothing is working.
The reason I asked that question is this. Sorry, sir. Now, when we look at secession, it happens in every facet of life. Somebody belongs to a secret court for a reason. Somebody belongs to, let me mention a place for my viewer. People belong to Oboni as a fraternity for a reason. People belong to whichever, even a university. If I happen to gain admission in a university for a particular course, and on entering there, I discover that they don't do the course, they don't offer the course, what do?
You opt out.
I opt out because, number one, the reason for which I sought for admission in that university has not been met. So, the same thing happens whether in an association or in any group. Now, it may not be because I am selfish, no. The thing is the ethics, the reason for which I, in the first place, happens to be a member of this organization, is not working out. So, I can peacefully declare, hey, listen, guys, I'm so sorry, but you know the whole idea, the whole thing has changed. This is not what we had from onset. So I think that if this continues, if we don't change and abide to the main thing we had in mind, I think I may have to withdraw my membership.
Sir, can I try to say
And
something?
excuse me, sir, withdrawing my membership does not call for war.
Okay.
It does not call for any kind of what do you call it? At times there could be misunderstanding. You get it. But then, what you should put in place is, you that perhaps is the pioneer of the group, of the whatever, you may have been benefiting, or for somehow.
Okay.
It suits your goal, your aim, whatever. Okay, even if it's not for, let's forget about the fact now that, okay, please, thank you, sir. Let's forget about the fact that now maybe it's not for my personal gain. But I just decide that, man, I have been in this thing for 10 years, and I think that I should channel my energy into something else. Are you telling me that I cannot succeed?
PD, I have to say something.
Even, let me add something here. When we are talking about secession so much, people try to relate it to maybe war or...
You get it.
So let's use the word self-determination.
Very simple. It
I
happens
have to say
everywhere.
something. I have to say something.
Yeah,
and I'm going to direct it to you.
Okay.
So far, I've come to understand that you are sort of liberal when it comes to this. You completely want out, and you happen to...
No, I just want to get the
I
whole...
see. I'm also like
Trying
that.
to be objective,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, but I see that they are both on the extremes.
Not
Sorry,
actually.
sorry.
Actually,
To make
it's not-
things simple.
Yes,
to make things
yes.
simple. If he
Actually,
wants out, you don't want him out.
it's not that. No. Don't
No,
miss.
do you agree with
Don't
me
worry,
or not?
consequences.
Do you agree with me or not?
I disagree with you.
So, do you want him to have that freedom to be able to go out?
Perfectly. Freedom is, what you call the concept of freedom.
Self-determination, yeah.
Self-determination is the right of every individual.
Okay.
But the question is, if, like I said, war. It's not every time people say war, they are shooting guns on things. What precedes some issues?
Let's take a call. Okay, we have a call. Yes, caller.
No, that's quite quick.
Hello?
Am I on the program?
Yes, you are on, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. And make it brief, please.
Okay,
We have 90
my name
seconds for you.
My name is TJ. I'm calling from Benin.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, I saw the topic on Facebook, Secession, but I want to create one impression.
Go on.
Go on.
Go on, yes. We can hear you.
Secession and restoring something that existed. When you are succeeding, that means you want to leave. When you want to restore what existed, these things existed for a while, and people are no more comfortable with the way they are being treated. For instance, today, people were butchered, were killed in the church today, and nothing has been done about it. Nobody has been arrested, and I see no reason why the engineer is talking bias. Anyway, he said I should be brief, but if I'm to talk this way I'm feeling here, I'll go far and far. But let me stop here. We want to restore what we used to be before the coming of the white man.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your comment. Thank you, sir.
Now, listen.
All right, let's still understand that word self-determination. But when we talk about secession, some people take it as it's war, it has to be fight.
I think you take it as war.
No.
So
Well,
let's okay.
Then you don't understand.
It's all right, guys.
You don't
Let's.
understand my.
It's okay. We get to that. I want to hear from Prince Austin.
No, that was the adage
I'm not
you used immediately.
No.
Because
Let's hear from our
You are trying to, don't try to
Okay, I'll get back to you.
misinterpret.
All right, gentlemen.
Well,
Prince Oscar, please.
I think we should give him more time to talk, actually.
Yeah, I'll give him time. Okay,
I
this
don't
person
think
has
I-
called like this is the fourth call
Oscar,
now. This brother is making. Oh, let's hear this person, please.
Yes.
We have a call coming in. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Tell us the name, where you're coming from.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
This is.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. We can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from.
This is Adelaja.
Okay, Adeyemi. You're welcome. Right. Okay, Adeyemi. Well, yeah, he was here last week with us. He's a panelist. People who don't know. Okay, Adeyemi, please. We're hearing you.
90 seconds.
Hello?
Well,
Make it brief. We're hearing you.
Hello?
well, let me say thank you for having me on here today.
Right.
But the point is, when we talk about secession is actually it's a fraud. Secession is a fraud.
It's a fraud.
Yes.
You mean a fraud as a definition, or you're talking about the IPOP, the Biafra agitation?
I'm talking in general. The point is, when we agree to come together as a family,
Secession.
I think it is better.
Okay, sir, your point, please.
Line is bad. Let me try over.
Okay.
So if
Please,
it-
some people are writing secession.
Secession.
They're talking about secession.
That was why I clarified.
To secede. To secede means leaving a place. First of all, let me read a comment by Brother Chris Iketesi. He's based in Nigeria. And he said, secession is selfishness and a big fraud for a number of reasons. Number one, Ojukwu abandoned his soldiers when Biafra was about to collapse and fled to Cote d'Ivoire for safety. Number two, Nnamdi Kanu, leader of IPOP, was arrested with scores of Biafra agitators. Yet, after his release, Kanu abandoned the others in detention to their fate. Number three, Masobi leader Wazirike has engineered the sale of fake Biafran passports to Igbo youths, some of whom have been jailed for immigration offenses abroad. Number four, Masob leaders have ingeniously devised means to enrich their pockets. February 2011, the same Wazirike launched a Biafran currency, vehicles, motorcycle plate numbers, and driver licenses. Up till date, no account has been rendered of the money realized and for what purpose. At this point, let me hear from this is the representative of IPOB in Ukraine, Prince Obi Ojimadu. Secession. Let's talk about secession. For IPOB, what does that mean? And then you can maybe address the question asked by Mr. Chris.
Thank you very much, moderator. Before I proceed, please allow me to give my condolences to our people in Ozobo, in Biafra land, who have lost their life. Murderers get into the church where they worship and massacred people who is worshiping in the church. I condemn it. That is a barbaric act. My name is Chibuzo Ojinaka. I heard from Umejikahoba, Umaka. Umaka is in Njaba local government, Olo province in Biafra land. The word secession, to my own understanding, secession is a strategy of one achieving his goals, maybe something that he had been denied for a very long time. In the world of IPOP today and Biafra, I don't think that there is any selfish interest in it. Seceding from Nigeria is never selfish because, I mean, right from time immemorial, since the amalgamation of Nigeria, Biafrans have been marginalized. So I don't see anything wrong in self-determination. For me to have my fundamental human right, and for me to say, I'm done with this marriage because it's not favoring me, It's not favoring my children. It's not favoring. It's not going to favor the future generation. Okay. So we are seceding. But I have said it before, our previous debate here. When someone is calling for secession, it does not mean that he wants to war. When someone calling for secession, it does not mean that he is cooking some things, mass of destruction or whatever. But we all are peaceful people. My leader, Nandekal, have said it. We are not here for war, and IPOB have not even carried a gun, a single gun. But the thing that is happening today, more especially what happened in Ozobo today, is an act of provocation, because Anambra has been a state whereby IPOB said there will be no election. So the Hausa Fulanis, they are finding one way or the other, in conjunction with Governor Obiano, to make sure that something happens in Anambra so that they will have a coffin in Anambra. So what am I trying to say about seceding? Right. Seceding from Nigeria, I mean, I have not even seen that kind of reasonable person who can say that it's a selfish something if Biafra wants to go. Because we have reasons. We have reasons. I can start mentioning them. You know, it's not favorable. Our generation has no future in Nigeria. A young man will finish his, we graduate in the university, he end up in riding keke. A young lady, a graduate will end up in what are they calling it? Fashion and designing. I mean, that is very, very appalling. You understand? Yeah.
From Belgium.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a call. Let's take this call and I'll let you call now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, caller. We can hear you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, my name is Adelaja for Adelaja.
Oh, wow. I remember you. Thanks for calling in. I've been expecting your call.
Yeah.
Yes, brother. We hear you.
My name is...
Reduce the volume of your system there because we're hearing echo.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly now. Thank you.
You know, my question goes to my guy. There's a guy sitting there with red trouser.
Okay.
We are hearing you.
Hello, Father Lapa, we hear you.
Yeah, you know, I want to ask him, because what the people fighting, the Biafra they are fighting for is their right. They can fight. Okay. I don't know. I want you to tell me reason why that guy is really want to be among. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Yes, carry on. We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, because this guy always supports Yoruba, because the reason is that I'm giving my support to Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is a great person. He's trying to fight. He's fighting for his freedom.
Please, where are you from? What part of Nigeria are you from?
At least when you are in a group of society and you are not ready, you are not getting anything from them, then if you want to go out of that society, I don't think there should be any problem from that society.
Can I? So he is trying to say he has. Yes, he tried a question to me.
I want you to talk actually, because I don't think I understand your position.
Yes, carry on, brother. We hear you.
Okay. Now, that guy, talking about Biafra, they are trying to going out of Biafra. They want to have their own society. They want to go out of Biafra. They've done a lot of things for the government to know that, okay, what they are doing to them is not right. They want to be out of Nigeria. I don't know why it's so difficult for Nigeria to give them their rights. And I don't know why my Yoruba people always give support. What is not really, they want to be one Nigeria. So why is it so difficult? But that is the question I want to give to him. Because he should tell us the reason why he's always supporting being one Nigeria. Because I've never seen anything that we ever achieved as one Nigeria.
All right. Thank you, brother Father Labo. Thank you for calling in. And hope to hear you also in subsequent programs. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, quickly answer that question, then we'll continue with Prince Oscar.
Thank you, Mr. Ifedola, for
From the
first time we started this program. I said, if you can recall that, we know Nigeria is having some issues, problems, but the last thing, when you know we are in the problem together, and it is the function and the duties of the youth to come together. We know we have a problem. What do you think will be the way out? Cutting the head is not the end product of or the solution to having headache. Rather, using the right drug through the right prescriptions. You understand? I said having a freedom is the right of every individual. Yoruba can have it, Arewa can have it, and Northern and the IPOP can have the freedom too. But why can't we first try what the true federalism? We talk about it. I said the Confab report of 2014 tells about having a true federalism. Before the present APC government get to the power, the lack of Laya Muhammad, the lack of Minister of Darkness, Babatola Tifachola, what they were clamoring for then is true federalism. But they immediately got to the power, they get the mantle of power. They said like a power is an intoxicant that make people go crazy. The question is, why did they abandon the report? Why can't we look as a youth? Why can't we look at this problem together? If peradventure we can have a solution, and if at the end of the day there is no solution, we can now path our way. But not that bringing that if you've watched the first program very well, I said, if not because of the lack of Nnamdi Kanu, we might we are not sleeping, we are slumbering.
Then, if we're talking about the solution will be to sit down and talk and have a way out. But
if
let's say something. Let me ask something. We've had the Aburi Accord.
Yes.
Let's start from 1968. Now we have the National Confab as lately as 2014, which really stipulated many points that would have solved our problem. It was not implemented, and the Nigerian, the National Assembly, as late as last week or 2 weeks ago, threw out all the points that could have brought us to true federalism. So, what is the next option?
That's what we are saying. Those people that are supposed to do the rightful thing, they did not because of their own personal selfish. Now, that is why the youth have to come together in all capacity. When they say we want not to underage votes. So not too young to vote, but youth come together. They get to National Assembly.
The brother is coming. The father is asking, how long are you going to continue doing that?
What exactly is the way? Guys,
okay, guys.
Please listen to me.
I think we've gotten this.
How do we actualize these things you are talking about? Because we've tried everything.
We've tried everything. That's why he asked, how long are you going to continue trying?
I don't actually want them to go.
Okay,
you have to know. But I don't see any way out.
It's all right. Let's pick this call now. It's clear. Hello, caller. Hello, we can hear you. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Chinedu Good. I'm calling from Brazil.
Okay, Chinedu, welcome. Welcome to the program from Brazil. Wow.
Yes, and I'm from Enugu State.
Okay, you're welcome.
I want to make a few contributions based on the discussion.
Okay.
I will just make it snappy so that as we progress, I can contribute more.
Okay, sir.
Regarding the topic of the discussion, I think because I'm channeling my own view on the issue of IPOB, which is the topic of that discussion, that's brought about this sitting today.
Yeah.
On that IPOB, secession for Biafra is selfless. And for a Nigerian youth, anyone who calls him or herself a youth in Nigeria, to be proud as a Nigerian is selfish. And I have a lot of reasons for that. From the last discussions, we all agree that Nigeria is not working.
That's right.
Then how can we make it work? Who are the people that can make Nigeria work? Is it not the political elite?
Right.
They have the money.
And for how many years we have given them that chance to make Nigeria work? Things still remain the same. Let's refresh our memory back in 2010. Even Nasir El-Rufai was campaigning for true federalism. But today, El-Rufai is in power. He says those who want federalism are opportunists.
That's right.
The same Rocha Sokorocha, in a live interview with Channel TV, said that nothing is wrong with Nigeria system. Then who are those that can make Nigeria work? The people who campaign, including I campaigned vigorously for Buhari during the 2015 election. I'm not from the north, but I wanted a change in Nigeria.
Okay.
But see what is happening. As soon as they won the election, the same judges, let me just put it this way, the same judges who were handling our case in Nigeria diverted to APC and sentenced us to death. Now it's death sentence to the whole Nigerians. We have been managing. There is no time for managing now.
All right.
Everything has collapsed.
Okay.
The same Buhari had a ear problem, fly to London, 2 weeks, came back to Nigeria, and went back again for more than 90 days.
It's all right.
So let me just make it snappy. I'm sorry.
Right on point. You made your point very clear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that point. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Prince Oscar. Yeah, just continue. Then you drop in the voice. Okay. Continue.
Okay. Just as what I was saying, I thank the previous caller. He hit the nail on the head. Honestly speaking, I don't think that secession is a selfish idea in Nigeria, because if I am to point an accusing finger in what is holding Nigeria even up to today, it's caused by the Yorubas.
Why?
Why? Because they know that Nigeria have not been won, and Nigeria can never be won. They are playing a game so that it will favor them, and the Biafrans will lose. That is the game they are playing. They are helping the Northerners to have a kind of divide and rule. You understand? By doing that, if Yorubas will pick up their flag tomorrow and stand like IPOB or Biafrans are standing on the street, Faika will be controlling 1 million Yorubas. The Northerners are not going to do anything.
Okay, we'll continue. Somebody will know that calling.
I have not finished yet.
Somebody will know. Hello, Ebube. I got you there.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ebube. Yeah. Calling from Ukraine.
I have a contribution to make. My name is Ebube. I'm calling from Kyiv, Ukraine.
Okay. All right.
And I have a contribution to make to the to the forum. The topic is secession, selfless or selfish.
Right.
I want to believe that the Biafran agitation for self-determination is not a selfish agitation. As a matter of fact, it's a very selfless one.
Okay.
That even been proved by the leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Right.
Because he has already even sacrificed himself. You know, he has already gone to prison. He has seen what's been happening. He had a good life in the UK. Took it upon himself to fight for his people. And I don't see that as being selfish at all. In fact, that's even the height of selflessness. But I have a question to ask.
Okay.
If you say the Igbos or the Biafrans are being selfish, come to think of it, since I've been in primary school, there's been marginalization of the Igbo people. When I wrote common entrance exam, I wrote it in Lagos State, where there are Hausa people, that. And then when you come to see the cut-off marks, you have the Northerners having as low as 10 to be able to enter secondary school. And those in the southeast and the eastern part of Nigeria having as high as 60-something and 80-something before they can even enter, secondary school. And all of us school in the same state. So what are you trying to tell me? Even when getting into university, writing JAM, and after writing JAM, you come and write post-UME. Some schools do not let you in because you are not in their state. As an Igbo person, I applied to Yoruba school, and I wasn't given admission because I was Igbo. It was made clear to me that they give to their teachers and to the members of their state.
You don't know it because you don't.
There's already been marginalization in Nigeria. And some people want to go on their own so that they can be free, to do what they want, to live the way they want, to achieve the goals they want to achieve in life. And you go ahead and, tell them they cannot do that. That is very wicked of Nigeria.
All right.
And I believe that secession is a very good, is a very good one for Biafra. It's the best way they can live the life they want to live, the life they have imagined for themselves.
All right.
That's all I have to add. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ebube. Thank you. Okay.
So, thank you, the last caller, Ebube. Moderator, as Nnamdi Kanu always said, Nnamdi Kanu said that we are whiter than snow and whiter than white. There is no selfish interest in the agitation that Nnamdi Kanu is clamoring. Okay. So, as my sister said, we have been marginalized since since after the war. After the war, you understand? Igbos have been marginalized, Biafrans have been marginalized. Do you know the worst part of it? The worst part of it is they created enmity between the Igbos and the people they called South. They created a problem. They are telling them that they are not Igbos. These people, the 5 states, they are Igbos. That is the worst thing that I have done. Bring enmity between a River State man and an Imo man. A River State man is seeing a man from Imo State as his enemy. This is what Nnamdi Kanu is trying to prove to them. Nnamdi Kanu is bringing everybody back, bringing everybody home. We are embracing them, telling them that we are one. You understand? So the suffering of Igbos in Nigeria, Biafrans in Nigeria, is too much. Okay, from here to Ukraine, if you are traveling to Nigeria now, 4 hours from the place that you are going to transit, 6 or 7 hours to Nigeria. And when? Can you believe if I land MM today, after spending, let's say, 10 hours from Europe to Nigeria, I will spend another 10 hours before I will reach my father's house? Why? No good road. Does it mean that Nigerians doesn't have money to build the road? They have the money, but they want to punish the Igbo people. Now, in Igbo land now, from one pole to one pole, you will see police, army, custom. What is custom doing in Imo State? Is Imo State a border town? Imo State is not a border town. What are they doing there? This is a way to tell you that you are nobody. I can't be a second-class citizen in my own fatherland.
Okay, now, can you give a quick answer to the person who wrote first, that talking about Ojukwu fled, and was Rike also started making business, and Nnamdi Kanu also forgot his comrades who were jailed with him.
Coming to what Chris Ipetesi he said, secession is a selfish and a fraud, a big fraud, for a number of reasons. Chukwemeka Odimogu Ojukwu abandoned his people and fled away. One thing you have to understand is this. After the blockade of land and sea, and Awolowo quote said, starvation is a legitimacy to weapon of war. Seeing Biafran children dying in millions, 1.2 million Biafran children was not starving to death. They was carried out of Nigeria during that war so that they would not die. Till date, nobody can give account of those people. 1.2 million. So Ojukwu his own people that he's fighting for died in Kwashoko. They are being starved. He have no other option. They gave him option. Either you leave or the things continue. For such a general who get his own people into his own hand, what did he do? Okay, he left. You understand? So that things will be okay. If you take position, okay. Let me go to Raf Uwazirike. Uwazirike is a selfish interest someone that we thought that God have sent Messiah that will help the Biafrans to have their own country. But without knowing that he has a hidden agenda with the Northern Caliphate. He was imprisoned, like Nnamdi Kanu. He was held. When they came and promised him heaven and earth, even oil well, he succumbed. And he came out. So Wazirike is a rogue before him. Then Nnamdi Kanu is a savior. Nnamdi Kanu is a savior who always think about his own people. Nnamdi Kanu did not abandon his inmates there. We have an attorney who always go there and who is there for them at any given time. You understand? So the court is going to take next by October. So I mean, I don't think that without the sitting of court, that court can allow those people to go. So they have to do it in a judicially way. Nnamdi Kanu for one day have not abandoned his own people.
All right.
I want to ask a question.
I think at this point, we already agree that the secession thing is a normal thing. Anyone who opposes it should just say something.
Let's say IPOB. Let us be concrete. IPOB, the agitation for independent region called Biafra. How self-determination of the people of Biafra.
I think that is stretching it.
I know why I had to ask it like this, because I was looking at Brother Lukman here. That's why it's like a question I asked you. Let's take IPOB as concrete case study. Not like we're not talking about in general.
If we go to IPOB,
no, let me just answer.
Yes, I'm saying something before he starts to talk. If we go for IPOB immediately, I think we're going to find everything we need to stop them from doing it.
All right.
You see, there are so many terrible people in the organization.
Okay.
But that is not the idea. The idea is the secession idea.
Please,
I have a question.
As we mentioned,
let me read something here made by one Uchenna Nwaogo saying, first of all, secession is a withdrawal from an organization. Next thing he mentioned, he had a lot of comments here actually. He said, the Northern Education, okay, I'm going to read this. He said, well, moderator, how many seaports are there in Ukraine? All the seaports in the coastline of Biafra territories are closed down by Yorubas and Hausas.
My point is this: we cannot debate IPOB or whatever the organization. We cannot debate it as the issue, because that would be more or less like attacking them. Yes. This is the way I
so
see
whatever we say here today will be, will concern IPOB, it will concern anybody.
I don't think we even agree on the idea of secession first before we start going deeper. Not everyone agrees there should be something like that.
Kayode, sir, Mr. Engineer Ojimadu, sir.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask a question, because the secession we're looking at is a very interesting one.
Right. It is.
Now, what was the reason for which there was a Biafra and Nigerian one?
Okay, so can you take it out?
Yeah,
just three reasons, just quickly, without elaborating.
The reason, that is the cause of Nigerian Biafra war, right?
Yes.
The cause of Nigerian Biafra war is the way that the Northerners were treating, the way they see the Igbo people, thinking that the Igbos are here to dominate them or to rule.
Thank you, sir. You've answered my question. The second thing is, as at the time they had the Aburi discussion,
right,
did Gowon agree for Biafran to go on paper?
Let me answer it correctly. Because I studied the Aburi Accord. It was agreed to go back practically to what it was before the whole crisis started. Having the regions, having military, first of all, autonomous regions, and agreeing that whatever that will happen in the center, all the other regions must agree to it. Practically what we had before. That was the decision. That was an accord that was signed in Aburi.
Because that treaty was not implemented. So they decided.
No.
Okay,
and Gowon then came back, created states. Already breaking the four regions that were already there. So change the whole game. And that was when I mentioned that the first time. Ojukwu said then in this case, I can say that.
Now, I don't know why somebody would tell me that secession is selfish.
Okay.
That is my point. Because number one, before the whole discovery of oil in Ologri, For which whatever may have been one of the reasons why Gowon was like, no, I think we should stay together. They had already accepted that these people go,
yes.
or we go.
No, not even. No, it's not like they are going to go
back
to where
I know. Yeah.
It's not
very
just,
good.
Not just
Now,
Biafra.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Now, that particular agreement was not honored. Would you say that is being selfless? Isn't that being selfish, number one? So, because if you're telling me that secession...
Be the unloose part in this situation.
No. I'm looking at the whole Nigeria stuff. Because you don't tell me that secession is selfish. No. Because I'm trying to go back to a bit in history. Because if in the first instance, there was an agreement, okay, let's make it a whatever region. Let's have a
confederation,
a week or a confederation where maybe every other party will now maybe can come make your reports or whatever, federalism, whatever. Now, there was an agreement like that. The reason why it was not honored, nobody. Now, of course, the motive was selfish.
By people that created that in league.
So, if now somebody sees that the reason for which I am asking for secession or agitation, and you want, so the thing is that if you're telling me that it has been from origin, this agitation, this secession, something has always been from. Maybe now we're looking at maybe something else now prompted it, or maybe it has gotten to a point where, so it has always been like that. So
let me say, somebody made a comment here first. Nothing has changed since then.
Okay,
nothing has changed since then. Yes. And let me quickly read something here. Brother Adelaja is saying, Biafra agitation is a selfish act. If we are to go by the definition of selfish. But the selfishness in this peculiar situation is allowed and okay. Biafra agitators will not realize their ambition if they are selfless. But the problem of Nigeria is caused by the colonial master who distributed the power and gave the political and military power to the northerners. In the colonial master's mind, because the northerners are not well educated, they are easy to control with the power in their hands.
Sir, see, if Africa bringing Nigeria as a case study must be developed. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
If there must be development in this region of Africa, speaking of Nigeria today, the best thing I think is letting Biafra go. Number one, it will improve infrastructure. As we speak today, I don't know why a youth will stand to my face and tell me that secession is selfish. Because, take for instance, as we speak, the road network, there is no road network in Nigeria. There is no there is no plan, whether national, regional, whatever, to improve electricity in Nigeria. Is none. Our educational sector is almost at the point of it's drowning. Now, I want to please tell whoever is listening to me, if a graduate goes to school, whether overseas or Nigeria graduate, there is no job, then they should close down every institution in Nigeria. Let there be. I will graduate, and after graduating, I go and become a sewing machine. What do you call it? Seamstress or a tailor. That means there shouldn't be any need for education in Nigeria. So all the educational sector, university, everything should be closed down because at every level it's not being encouraged.
And at the same time,
it's not being encouraged.
Their own children are studying in abroad.
So they should close down education. Is not needed in Nigeria because at the end of the day, graduating, nothing is for you.
Okay, engineer. Okay.
And
then I'll get to you.
The thing here is this. We've identified that there is immense problem in our country.
Exactly, that's true.
And so far, some people have proposed their individual solution, which happens to be something that is not very likable.
Yes.
Secession. Now, to those who do not want that secession to go on, what is the argument they have to prevent? The burden of proof is on them, it's on their shoulders. They have to give a reason why it is not acceptable.
Yeah.
And in fact, I would really call on those people maybe who don't agree to the agitation of IPOP to call in. Most of the calls we're receiving on this forum has been, pro Biafra and things like that. So that I really let's really hear from. I really
so
want
far,
to
all I've heard is just sentimental reasons. We don't want you to go. Well, you can't just stop there. Why don't you want them to go? You see, once we get there to the bottom of these yearnings, that is when we start to see the real truth. People don't even know why they don't want them to go. They basically don't want them to go because they feel so.
I think at the root of it is hate.
It's
No,
until we can
just round up then.
Until we can get down to the bottom of why people. I'm talking about real things we can understand, real reasons. Why don't you want these people to go? Because so far, I mean, let's break it down into two now. The people that want the secession to happen, the people that do not want it to happen. Now, those that want it to happen. So now the question is this: we have a problem in the country. We do not know how to move forward. Right? That is clear enough. We don't know how to move forward. We have two sides here. Some people say, you know what? There is no future here. We cannot. There's no way we're going to find a solution to this. And the other people are saying, well, we can't let you go. I'm just kind of simplifying this whole thing, so we don't get to. We don't want you to go, but we also know there is no solution here. I think the burden of proof, the burden of evidence is on the shoulders of those who do not want the secession to occur. Because at this point, the secession is tightly tied to solving the Nigerian problem.
All right. Okay. Prince Oscar. That's right. I really agree with that point. You know, it's when this is the only time we can really get to the roots of our issues. You know, frankly, if we let somebody go, or if we go deep to know why don't I want him to leave? That's when we can open all the club once.
Well,
okay, let me hear you out.
Well, the thing there is that we must have to know why they don't want Biafran to succeed.
That's exactly
Sir, can I? You say something. Maybe I want you to try to expatiate more as regards what you said. You said, if I can recall, that Yoruba people, we are the problems.
He was just angry saying that.
It's all right. Wait, 1 second. Let's not deviate. Let's not deviate from the topic.
I will come to that.
Let's not deviate.
You know, one thing there we have to understand is that it's quite obvious why Britain sponsored Nigeria to war against Biafrans is the interest they have in Nigeria and what they are benefiting. And at that same time, they are protecting, the Hausa Caliphates are protecting the interests of their masters. So, if Biafra will go, then what happens to their oil blocks there?
So you think
this
problem
that
goes
is
down to
that is one of the points, one of their interests. Secondly, according to the Damfodio of Usman Damfodio, you know his speech, what he made. He wants to dip Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. That is one of his statements. If you can go through it, you know, by trying to take Islam down to Atlantic Ocean. That is what I mean. That's what he's mean there. He conquered all the way that he was coming. Then when he get to Biafra land, to Auchi, we stopped him. The power of Okike stopped him there. From there, that grows grudges from the Hausa people. You understand? So, they have a hidden agenda. They have a hidden agenda. One, they want to Islamize everywhere, to make Biafrans to be an Islamic nation. You understand? They are not going to survive or in terms of that. Two, because of the oil blocks and oil wells they have over there, they don't want to lose it. That is why they want Biafrans to be a slave to them.
Can I ask a question now, real quick? Do you think if it was the Yoruba people that tried to opt out, do you think they will have as much opposition as you?
We'll get back to that question. Let's pick this call. Hello. Hello. You're on. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello. Yes.
I'm Reverend Warren.
Where are you calling from, Reverend?
I'm calling from England.
From England. Okay, sir. We hear you, sir.
I'm calling from England.
All right.
It's just been very interesting. I've been listening for some time now.
Okay, thank you.
That's
My name is Secession. I'm Igbo. I'm a Biafra. But I'm not sure the agitation under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu is a good one in various ways. I think it's not telling the people the truth. We're not ready at the moment. There are problems in Nigeria, not just particularly Eastern region. Other places have problems. The major problem in Nigeria is between two sets of people, the ordinary people and the elite. I don't think people are ready to live at the moment. And why personally I dislike Nnamdi Kanu's approach. Number one, his philosophy. I believe in what I can call Igbo supremacy. And you agree with me that any group of people who feel they are better than others are, in fact, dishonoring God that created human being in his own image. I've listened to him. He saw that if you have ordinary Yoruba, and according to Nnamdi's approach, I did something wrong. I've had him, discredit others, so he's promoting hatred.
Okay, sir.
He knows how to do.
All right, but sir, I have a question. You said that the Igbos are not ready. What makes a group of people ready or not ready for secession? Like, let's take the Biafra agitation as a case study.
Okay. I think what he's supposed to do is to work on home first, the home front. He needs to bring people together. He's failing to do that. Recently, he said a lot of things about the governor of Imo State. It's not really supposed to. That such a person will want to bring people together. If I give a referendum, it's going to fail because people don't think. Like, a lot of people are afraid of war. The hunger in that country will not even allow the people who have witnessed the war don't want to see it again. And he needs to work hard to bring people together.
But there are 2 points here. The politicians are a team of their own in this whole thing. So, frankly, personally, I don't expect Nnamdi Kanu to convince any politician to join the cause. This is the way any ruling politician to join the cause. And secondly, the point is that secession must not be war. It must not be war. I mean, it could pass through referendum, whether it's in Biafra land or Duduwa land or Arewa land. It could be anywhere in Catalonia, in Quebec, in Scotland. It must not be war. It can be achieved through referendum. So why must we put secession in Nigeria? Must we equal it to war? I don't think we should. That's my remarks.
Nice answer.
Yes.
The way it's not really the referendum. It's just the word that he did not even understand what it means. Or anyway, I respect his intelligence. I mean, many people don't even know what it is. I live in the UK. I was part of party looking into when Scotland was doing their own referendum.
Okay, sir.
It took years to be able to even have a successful campaign, and they fell. It's not going that way. The current agitation is promoting hatred, and this is going to lead to war. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the call.
Before Prince continue, please, I have some assertions and some questions. I want to read from this person what you write, and I want to ask a question and assertion. He said, you can dislike Nnamdi Kanu, the agitator, please. The caller should never visit home and you disregard what he's trying to say. The question now that I've tried to be bothering my mind is this. Sir, do you think there's no backbone somewhere? You understand? From this Nnamdi Kanu, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
What kind of backbone?
I'm talking of,
sponsors.
Sponsors.
Right? Okay.
Sponsors.
Sponsors.
Yes.
What,
that question look
okay.
Somehow. And like people have been asking, do you think nobody, like you said, no somebody that is stand up state, like Pastor Destiny has said that in Nigeria, we say secession is bad. Yes, based on the fact that there is a problem in youth, because there is a problem at hand. There is chaos. You understand? No, I just want to ask. I'm still trying to ask a question as regards.
No, ask the question so that you will not deviate from it. So that we can get.
Yeah.
Do you think there is no sponsor somewhere?
Okay.
Okay. Answer that question. Then you carry on.
Okay. First of all, I don't think there is any godfatherism in IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu started IPOB with some group of people in United Kingdom. And if you go to YouTube and listen to his preachings and how he started, you can see that he made IPOB as a world family, world organization. You know, he traveled to many countries. When he reached, he preached the gospel of Biafra, and they will start IPOB family meeting there. No politician in Nigeria is sponsoring IPOB.
Okay. Another question.
Please, let me read the comment here by Eric Eyuche. Secession is self-determination, just as self-love does not translate to hating others.
Yeah, I got that.
Folks need to get it right. Read the history of Italy before it became a united Italy. Nigeria is too immature to be a country. You must learn to crawl first before walking. Folks need to get their facts right.
So we said something.
Okay, second question.
Every individual knows secession is supposed to translate to war.
Yes,
It is just a self-determined. I don't want to, sir. It's like I'm working for a boss. Sir, I think our relationship, for my own sake,
I'm done.
It's not, no. If you say you are done,
I'm not
sometimes,
growing
you know, it's like, sir, I don't think I'm benefiting from it. Please, let me go. Okay. But if I come, it's not about, when you say somebody war, people thought war is all about carry gun. Something precedes carry gun. You understand? It's words. The word I can say to you that will make you give you money, the same word can send somebody to prison. You understand? Majority of people that look at what we see on social media daily, you understand? If you are a Yoruba, you are not in, even if you are an Igbo guy, you are not in support of what they are doing. They try to attack you verbally. Like we all know, we individuals have limit of repulsions. You understand? The word you can tell me I can take, for instance, is you're on a lighter mood. Some people might not take it on a lighter like the way it's supposed to be. Right. Like I said, and I quote again.
I want to ask a question.
I have not.
Let me ask you.
I answered your question.
All right.
The question is going to the same question here.
No. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, let's. We've already debated so much more than. Finish up. Please.
So the last caller, my brother, I'm very, very sorry that you don't understand that what is good for Britain is good for Biafrans. Britain voted for referendum. They voted for exit from EU. Nnamdi Kanu is not calling for war, and IPOB is not calling for war. We are calling for a referendum, and the referendum is our right.
It's the right of
you know. So secession is not about war. Although I know that most of some Igbo people don't buy the idea of. I mean, when you talk about Biafra agitation and Nnamdi Kanu is not acceptable to them. Yes, I know there is some people, But like somebody he made mention of Rochas or Crocha or whosoever, all these people who are governors in Southeast, they are not giving the agitation or the secession what the people want and a way forward. Okay. So for that reason, I know because they think that agitation can prohibit them to get what they are getting from Nigeria. You understand? For that reason, they don't want to lose their position, then they don't want to allow Biafrans to go. That is why they are in support of the House of Fulani oligarchs.
Comment here by Big Williams. The federal government of Nigeria should wake up from their slumber and face the reality that crude oil they are drinking fat from will soon be obliterated and useless because their customers are fast innovating to cheaper and environmentally friendly source of running their vehicles and machines. So soon hydrocarbon will be a thing of the past.
Truth be
That's
told,
right.
if that is the reason Biafra is going, which I don't think.
Okay.
If the whole thing is part of it, it's still going to be useless. You see,
like,
here's the thing.
Okay, so actually, a comment here said, if not for crude oil, we won't be talking about secession. There won't be need for it because Nigeria would have been history.
That is why
the same reason the northern oligarchy is afraid of the
I have to ask a question now. I have to ask a question.
All right, ask your question. You wanted to ask a question.
You asked him that, does he think that the IPOB movement has some sort of backing?
Yes.
Would you tell me why you think this is of importance to the question of secession?
I don't really get you.
I'll rephrase it.
I tried.
Hold on. I'll rephrase it. You asked him that does he think that the IPOD movement has a backing, some sort of wherever it's coming from, international backing?
No, I'm not talking of international backing.
I don't know exactly.
Actually,
political backing.
Yes, the reason why I asked you
I haven't finished. You said you didn't understand. I'm trying to make you understand. Why do you think that is important in the question of secession?
Okay. Like what happened of recent, some names were mentioned. Look at this set of people that their names were mentioned. Some of them have contested political wills.
What names were mentioned?
Charles Soludo name was mentioned.
Okay.
Pati Utomi name was mentioned, as Jerry Ganao name was mentioned. Because of security reason or because most of what we base our fact or what we are discussing is maybe what we read or what happens. A lot of questions were asked when even this history of Boko Haram was started then, and Jerry Ghana. This same set of people, because they lost their, that's why when they ask me, is it selfish or selfless? This set of people lost their political wills.
Can you try to?
Yes, I'm just talking to the audience. This set of people lose their political wills. And they are the one. Look at what this guy said, if I can quickly recall what he said. Charles Soludo, Professor Charles Soludo. Yeah. He said that if you see the way he talks on a particular platform, you understand that somebody somewhere giving some set of people a backing force that, yes, it is, like I said, referendum is the right of every individual, but pass through due process.
So you are trying to insinuate that the likes of Professor
they might. I didn't. Don't quote me.
No,
that's why I ask. Do you think? You understand? He's in charge. They are in.
Let's agree. Even if they are the ones. Even if they are the ones. Let's say hypothetically supporting. Their names cannot be announced like that. That's number. Their names will not be announced like that. And number two,
why is it important?
Is it really the most important thing? Or is it the plight of the people crying?
That's why
this is why I had to ask that question. Why is such thing
important? Let me just come in into this.
It was like to hear from you.
Right time before they said that even Jonathan was the sponsor of IPOB. They made mention of some people's name. They called Capital Oil was arrested. They said that he is one of the sponsors of IPOB. But one thing we have to understand is this. The enemies know whom they are after. the enemies, if they want to investigate to know who is, they will know that IPOB is being sponsored by Biafrans in diaspora who lives all over the world. We covered 88 countries in the whole world. You understand? We make monthly contribution, and we have taken an oath, and we cannot stop until Biafra is restored.
My question is, does it even
matter? It doesn't really matter, but to some people it matters to them.
Why
because
does it matter?
They have been thinking, because if the federal government of Nigeria will know that, assuming that Otomi is one of the sponsors, they will orchestrate one of two things and get him arrested and put him into Kojo prison. You understand? So that is what...
You need to understand why I'm asking that question. I'm not asking it for those who are trying to leave. I'm asking those who are preventing those that are leaving. Why does it matter?
All right, let's not go around that question. Please, I want to hear from engineer to be Sunday Nathan. You're somebody here from the Northeast?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're a Christian?
Yes.
Let's hear, I want to hear from you for on the topic at hand.
Okay, I think if I'm to address what he said, why it really matters, as some people might actually think. I think what he's trying to get at is, if this really matters, then we would say that it is a selfish act. That's coming back to the topic. That is what I understand by what he's saying.
Yes,
if there are actually some people that are supporting the movement, like some sponsors, then it is actually a selfish act. Okay? Now, coming back to the whole theory of this secession and everything, I think that allowing someone to go because this thing is no longer working in the first place, I have my own different views though.
Okay.
First of all, I think we're, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're really making a mistake here, because the picture we're trying to create doesn't, it contradicts everything that we stand for. First of all, we're saying, okay, these people want to leave because this is no longer working for them. Now, just this statement alone, we have already divided Nigeria. You know.
What do you think the alternative should be?
Sir, please, excuse me.
No.
I want to hear your, what do you think is the solution?
The alternative to that
alternative to that secession, yeah.
Okay, the alternative to secession actually is, okay, first of all, we should try and understand something. Once we are talking about secession, okay, these people want to leave. Most people have actually created in their mind that, okay, we want to leave Nigeria. The Nigeria they're talking about, they're concerning it with the Arewa. Okay? Now, we want to leave Nigeria. It's as if they want to break away from the bondage that the Arewa has put them in. And then if we check out that Nigeria is suffering from a problem. Now, this problem is not, okay, if we say these people want to break out of Nigeria because it is the problem of the Arewas, that means we're trying to say that the Arewas are the ones that are causing all the problem in the whole of Nigeria.
See, let me come into that. Okay. If you listen to him when he was talking, he also did mention that they're trying to create a kind of a problem between the Igbos and like the river state, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
You said that. So let's really not take that into consideration. Sorry.
They succeeded in creating the problem because
you
after the war, they abandoned property.
Yes.
These are our own properties, but
I'm coming, sir.
They took it over from us.
A reverend made a very, some comments, or he called and he said some things. Anyways, some have beyond doubt. For me, Nnamdi his approach may not have been the right way. You get it? But I want everybody who think Nnamdi's approach may not have been the way he began, may not have been the right. I want you to go beyond his approach and look into the street of Nigeria and see every single day when you interview 10 youth on the road, what they tell you, they express their anger, they express displeasure, they express the failure that Nigeria or Nigerian government has given to them. So it's not about, Nnamdi Kanu may have said what you didn't want to hear, perhaps because of the people, they suffering. Look at every single Nigerian youth today. When you look at their faces, man, people are angry, people are upset because the country holds or have nothing for them. So I want to appeal that we go beyond how Nnamdi Kanu began this, and then go into the cause for which he began on that note. So his intention, he was talking about his intention. Maybe he may have known him in London, wherever. I wasn't there. So clearly speaking, I think that one way. Do you think that in the whole of this whole thing, there has not been an offer for Nnamdi Kanu to step down from this whole agitation stuff?
It's
That is
No. It's a question. So if his intentions were not, visible, he would have accepted just like the other man. What's his name? Was accepted. But this thing is beyond the name the Carlo, please. And for somebody who made a comment about oil, please, I want to tell that person that yes, oil is almost, like people that buy from us, people that compensate. What's the word there? That patronizes us. Of course, right now US they have a lot of oil, like we say. Now, please, the reason for secession or self-agitation is not because there are oil wells in Biafra land. Nobody should see that. And I want to assure anybody today, if you've really gone into the history, an Igbo man can succeed anywhere in the world without oil. They have the technical know-how to develop a nation. People can, with their hands, they build things you can see with their hands. They can build business. And let me say this again. If Nigeria would develop, let this Biafra something come. By so doing, we can now begin to think of, there will be competition. People will look at their people. How do we fix our people's problem? What do we really do to improve the life of people? And when Nigeria see that Biafra is growing, they will do everything possible because the growth will be on the rise every single day. Right. So that's number one. And secondly, if secession is selfish, what are we really talking about? The third of people in APC as we speak today, they were once in PDP.
That is why
selfish. They were once in PDP, and the same people that caused problem in the same PDP people, now they are in APC. They are telling us that PDP is bad, Nigeria is this, Nigeria is this. They are the same people, or they were the same people that caused the whole problem. So why didn't somebody tell them, hey, you must remain in APC? PDP. We don't need you here. Rotimi was the governor of my state. When the new governor was inaugurated into office, I was there at the stadium. In fact, it's not the vehicle they used to patrol the governor. What do you call it? It was borrowed because that of River State wasn't there. So people in APC today, they were once in PDP and they seceded or whatever into the other party. So, I don't think that this thing is an issue.
Okay, let me hear more from. I still want to hear what. But talking about the solution, I asked a question. What do you think the solution to this whole thing?
Okay, first of all, I think the solution to the problem is we should stop trying to point everything towards one direction, because let's talk about Nigeria as a whole. I don't know if you have met any other people from Africa and then you try to. I have this friend, he's from Jamaica. This guy really, he doesn't like anything to do with Nigeria. Although we get along and everything, but he doesn't like the name Nigeria, because once you mention that name, Nigeria, abroad, people get this bad conception of Nigeria. Don't trust Nigerians. They are deceptive. They are fraudulent and everything. That's what people think. But then
that is what your president said.
Buhari said it. Okay, Buhari might have said it. I didn't really get to check that. Okay, now all these things that are attributed to Nigeria, are they actually caused by the politicians or by the individuals or by both?
Sir? Before there are two types of reasoning. Our problem is we have got called deductive and inductive reasoning. If you have already deduced that this set of people, nothing good can come out of their histories. Every time you see them, they are bad. Like Prince already said, that the area with the Hausa Caliphate, Uthman Dan Fodio Caliphate. If you don't understand the concept of Islam, I am a Muslim. The lie was Muslim. I am a Muslim. If you don't understand based on what we read or what they tell us, as we are discussing issue now, if somebody wants to represent what we said, there must be an error of commission or omissions. That they want to force this thing coming from stopping them at Auchi. Maybe that's your own, or that is what they assume or what they thought. We are talking. Let's go back to geography 101. When we talk
about religion later.
No. When we are talking about let's look about geography. We're talking about the deltas, the south and the southeast. Are you want to tell me somebody from Ilorin that speaks Yoruba? I am from southwest. is a northerner.
It's alright, but that,
There are some things that we need to identify critically that people, our forefathers, some of them, they are make a silly mistakes, and if care is not taken, we can go for secession. We can go for secession. At the end of the day, the same mistake in the next 50 years, and they will be on their own, or they will be on their own, and I will be on their own, and it's the same thing still again.
Let me make this. Let me read out this comment by brother Adelaja Olumide. He said, "The spirit of Ikemba is reincarnated in the body of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Well, I doubt if Nnamdi Kanu is seeing the bigger picture. Of course, Biafra can secede from Nigeria, but Biafra can't secede from the huge hegemonic power of USA and UK. The North has no real power except that which is given by the colonial master. If Biafra secedes, it's just another small colony of the UK. The North did not create Nigeria. The British monarchy did. Nnamdi Kanu is telling the British monarchy, I don't want to be part of your Nigeria projects again. We have been there, we have been here before." Wow. Okay. That makes sense. This makes good sense. Now let's still continue to the topic. Now we've deliberated a lot now on the topic of cessation.
I to religion.
Yeah, let's not go deeper into it and deviate.
You understand?
Yeah.
Bringing into play what our brother just read. Yeah. is a beautiful one, but the truth is this. I had seen that, of course, Nigeria, we were colonized by the British. So today, if the Biafrans want to go,
they're free.
You can also say maybe somehow they were also colonized by the Great Britain. Or, if I want to put it in a very funny way, I can say that they were colonized by the Nigerian government or by Nigeria because they've been, no, I'm just trying to. But the truth is this.
I don't think you can say that though.
No, I know. It was just point of view.
I mean, such a joke.
Yes, that was a joke. So, the truth is this. Yes, Biafrans can secede from Nigeria. Sure. If you're telling me that, Nigeria cannot secede from, that's kind of, you're trying to say that there will be a little of Nigeria in Biafra, which is why he's bringing the issue of the UK and the US. That's beautiful. There is no doubt about that. If, at the end of the day, it will be stated, or in history, that, of course, the Biafrans were also colonized by the UK. I mean, by the. But that is not the issue here. The issue today, as we speak, is that even though the Biafrans will be colonized, or will be said to have been colonized by the British, our problem is not about the colonization. Our problem is, what do we do for the improvement of the youth out there? It's not about being colonized. It's about whatever resources we have. We use it for the interest of the youth or of our children. The last time we were here, I was saying something. They've always told us that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. No. We are the future of tomorrow. We are the future. We are the future. We are the future. My question was, what kind of future are they living for the youth? Are you preparing me for an empty future? I'm the future of tomorrow. Yes, I know that. There's not that. But what kind of tomorrow are you bringing me into? So when you prepare the future for me, when I walk into it, I will be able to know that, hey, a future was here for me. I'm preparing to come and see a prepared future. You're telling me, which is the problem we have today in Nigeria? Youth, education. Your father will tell you that I've given you your fundamental right, or I've been able to give you what I owe you as a father, which is I've given you fundamental. I've given you the basic education. Now, at the end of giving you education, is there work for you in Nigeria? So, giving me education is like you have given me a future. You have prepared me for the future. Wow. But how come when I walk into the future is empty? There is no job for me now to tell you that, Daddy, yes, all the investment you made into my life, this is where I'm putting it into. Okay. So there is no future, and you're telling me you're getting me ready for the future. So that is not a problem.
Gentlemen, I have a question to throw in now.
Okay, sir.
We've gone around the secession, why people are for it or people are not against. Some are not really telling us exactly, why they don't want Biafra to secede.
Yeah.
It could be emotional reason, it could be that envy, it could be no. We can sort it out.
I think it's mostly emotional.
Let's come to the table, different reasons. For example, but then let me ask.
Wait, you have to ask a question. Let's listen. I know what to answer.
Who is afraid of secession? Of who is afraid of a part of Nigeria seceding?
Okay.
And why?
Okay, very good.
Are you no?
Very,
let another
okay,
person answer.
okay. Whoever wants to answer, please.
Yeah.
It's a very good question.
It's a very simple question, and it's obvious. Those people afraid of secession are those people who don't want the people that want to secede, which is everybody apart from the IPOB. It's a simple question.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I think there are some people.
Let me get your answers again. Someone had just called from, is it Brazil? He's a Yoruba man. He's saying that he wants the IPOB go.
Sweden.
No, is this Sweden
In
or
fact,
Brazil?
see, here's my position. First, as a Nigerian, I would like us to find a solution to better Nigeria.
What type of solution?
Hold on.
Let me rephrase the statement.
Can I just finish, please?
Okay.
As a Nigerian, I would like us to find a way to make the country to bring the country forward. However, if we fail to do so, then secession is inevitable.
How many
See that?
times can
What are
we-
the
Hold
solutions?
on.
No, he was
Now,
saying
I'm not.
use the word if. Go on, sir.
I'm using ifs and
Okay.
conditions here.
Okay.
I'm not giving any final
All right.
statement on anything.
All right.
I'm just laying it down. Depending on whatever we've stipulated back then, I think there should be some time of evaluation when you say, okay, we had this project. We said after 60 years, we're going to come back again and say, is it working? Is it not working? What are the criteria to know if it's working and if it's not working? Now, after 50, 100 years, whatever they decided, if they come to the conclusion that it's not working, if that's what they come up with, then I do not see anything stopping them from secession, from making everybody go their way. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, Nigeria is more a fiction than reality. We created Nigeria. You see, if we want Nigeria to be, it will be. If we also don't want it to be, it won't be. The whole thing is on us. You see, it's not God that created it. Let me say that so that people will hear.
Yeah.
God didn't create nothing.
I
I mean,
we
I'm
get
talking
it.
within Nigeria now.
Yes.
Yeah.
God did not create the UK, did not create. He created humanity, and He left us to recreate whatever we want from it. So that is out of it. If we choose to recreate Nigeria, it's completely up to us.
Has your question been answered?
No, I'm not satisfied with
Has your question been answered?
engineer.
Not
In your own perceptions, what do you think the solution to the Nigerian problem? Because this problem is not about people living in the street of Anambra.
I will answer very swiftly.
It's not about people living on the street of Anambra. It's not people living on the street of Lagos or the street of Bauchi. What do you think? Because the suffering, like Pastor have said, the suffering on the street. You said on the street of Nigeria. Imagine many people come here to.
Let me answer your question
What do
very
you think
quickly.
will be the
Let me answer
solution?
your question very quickly. Here's the thing: we have delegated people for years to talk for us, to talk on our behalf. We send them there. They make so much money, they forget completely why they are there. Now, to answer your question, if they've been doing that and been failing repeatedly, then I think when a situation like this occurs, secession, what do you think is happening?
No, you have not answered.
Okay,
Relax.
Quickly,
The thing is this. This is something we haven't discussed in a long time, this whole secession thing. But I tell you what, people are taking it very seriously now. They know that whatever they are holding on to may not be there tomorrow. And that, my friend, is the beginning of something.
If I now
You see, the power must be checked.
yes, if I
And I think this is a way to begin it.
now, if I now like to try to quote you now, the solution to Nigerian problem, the problem in the east, the north, the south, is secession.
Come again.
To you, if I try to quote you now, the solution to the problem, the stress, the pandemonium, the force on the streets of Lagos, Abia, Bayelsa, is secession.
No. I said, if and only if we are unable to help the country get to the next level, then it follows that we must go our different ways.
Now that question, how can we?
Okay.
What we should be talking about now is how to evaluate.
We've delegated people to talk over this.
To help us make
that is why I
decisions.
mentioned the Aburi Accord would have settled Nigeria. We wouldn't have been here today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we had another chance, 2014 confab. They swapped it under the cover. They didn't do anything. Now, I'm still trying to answer my question. Who is afraid of Biafra seceding? Whether it's Biafra or anybody, who is afraid of that? And what is the person? What does the person stand to lose?
Very good.
Why? Or gain?
I think that one of the people that are afraid of letting the Biafra go, they are Biafrans, or Biafra to become a state, caliphate, whatever. Sorry, my dear. Are the caliphates. That is what Destiny is saying right now. And then perhaps too, a little of interest from the British government.
The caliphate, you mean the Northern Caliphate?
Of course, very good. The Northern, yeah. Because why? Because they are the ones that has almost. I'm sorry that I'm bringing oil into play right now. They are the ones that have made huge investment within the South in terms of the oil.
Gain, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean now.
Yeah,
what I mean, I'm talking about oil, the oil that they've already amassed.
Okay, they have
vested interest. So for them to allow Biafra go, they know that for sure they would have lost all of those. That's number one.
Okay, number two.
Now, my sister here, Katia, is mentioning something.
Yeah, I want to read that.
Okay, maybe you can read it before.
Let me read a statement by Catherine Abiaokon. Hi, Catherine. See, we have a huge problem of tribalism, which has inserted itself into our dealings with each other. Once recognize that we need each other and must respect each other, regardless of our background, only then we can move forward. Wow. The problems we have will not be solved by Biafra or Arewa or Duduwa splitting from the country. We are the government and must hold our leaders accountable. That's right. We have been too lax on the punishment of those who have taken our country to ruin. Until we address the main problems of our country, we and our children may not have a home to go back to. Now, she continued that they are able to blind us and steal from us because we
lack education.
Because we do not educate ourselves and our children about government and what our rights are as citizens. How many of our people even know a part of our constitution or what power we have as a people? Brilliant.
Okay.
Those that benefit from the oppression of a group of people to steal from them constantly and convince others to oppress them as well have the most to lose from the secessions. Okay. That's answering to who is
very
afraid.
good.
Thank you, Catherine.
Katia, man, that was a very beautiful one.
Nice
God
one.
bless you. Yes. Now, if one of the things she said there was that one of our problems is the fact that we don't want to hold our leaders accountable.
We don't know even how to do it, and they don't allow us.
We don't know how
very,
to do it.
very, very, very beautiful. Katia today, I know she's in the US. She can hear me clearly. She and I knows that would lack the capacity to hold those men responsible. They do not in any way and will not in any way report to us. Because whatever...
Whose fault?
Very good. It is very good. Now, it is the system of politics in Nigeria.
So will Nigeria crown Nnamdi Kanu? Will they crown him by opening the eyes of the people?
No!
It's alright, carry on.
It's okay, carry on. To crown him. He's a king.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah. My point is, when see, there are when I think there should be a level of wisdom in trying to handle issues like this, especially the point she raised there. The British system of government or governance is beautiful, where you can make protests on the road. For instance, please, Sister Katia, hear me. How many people died in Anambra today? Has it been in the news? Has the government done anything about it? Has Mr. President even is there any, maybe channel television, I don't know, I've not gone online, maybe they will be the one to bring it, to air it. This same thing happens overseas, in the US where she is today, or UK. By now, France 24 would have floated it. CNN will carry it, Al Jazeera will carry it.
The governor may have to resign.
Very simple. A governor may have to resign.
Somebody will come back from where he is.
Somebody will come to take responsibility.
That's right.
That is a state. That is a nation where the governance or
regardless of who caused this.
Yes. Whether he's a Muslim or whether he's a Christian, whether he's a baby of today, 1 year or maybe 2 years, it is a system. That system will lack in Nigeria. And she and I knows that there is no way, if a youth goes outside to make protests, they use military on them, they use police on them. Okay, now, for instance, sorry for
what you want to say. Now, there is a bill that is being pushed to the Senate on immunity. I'm sure we're all aware of that.
Yes.
Well, now, eventually, what is going to happen is that they're going to make some laws, right? Most of the time, we're not even aware of the laws they make. We just see the result of the laws they make. Yeah. Now, on top of that, they will be able to make laws that will enable them to make laws without personal repercussion to them. Meaning what? They will not have skin in the game anymore. You see? If I'm going to translate that into real English, they will basically do things that they won't be accountable for. The same thing we are discussing here. So how do we really solve that kind of thing?
The question,
you see, how do we stop it from happening? How do we stop? Most people are not even aware of such things.
Sir,
one thing.
Can I say sorry, Prince? Before you, the problem we have as a nation, we are talking about youth. Youth are not being proactive. The problem of Nigerian youth are those youths. What stop? No, I think it's no. It might not be other than that. What stop Nigerian youths to decide one day that we know this person is active, it can solve our problem. We gather together and put that person in position of authority, but youth will never do that. If, peradventure now, if somebody like Destiny now puts a poster that I want to contest for the governor of or the president of it, the same youth started mocking him.
You know why? Sister Catherine answered that question. Tribalism has eaten up so much that
we are
even if engineer Destiny stands up for the truth now, say, youth, let us stand and have a revolution and clear the power that we have today, because they are not. The other person from another tribe will not support him because he's not from his tribe. Not because he's though he's saying the truth.
The first thing with Mr.
Tribalism has eaten up so much.
If I may,
that has blinded us.
Before Prince says something, that's what the first thing I told the Prince the first day we started this program, that I was not choose to be born in Nigeria. Likewise, you are not choose. You are not choose to be born in the southeast. Likewise,
for all of us.
You can something have a divination power took us to that place we are. Maybe you can make a change. Maybe you can make things better for ourselves.
You will make me to forget some certain things.
All right.
What I want to say, or rather emphasize in this series, is that according to Carter, he said tribalism have eaten everything
into us.
Into us. The God who created Nigeria onto tribalism. That is where it started.
No.
Hold on. Let him
that said the God, which is Frederick Lugard.
Oh, I see.
Frederick Lugard is the God of Nigeria because he is the one who created it. Okay. And Nigeria was named by Flora Shaw, the so-called girlfriend, who was drunk before he gave the nigger area. In
other words, it was a planned.
Yes. So what am I trying to say? It was created on a tribalism by which that they gave the power to the Northern Caliphates. Then they are using that power to pressurize the people they think that they are minority, to pressurize the people that they think that you cannot define your own future. Okay. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is this: is that then time God, who created us as a human being, has given us a long way, a long road to change it by bringing our body accord, by bringing a 1999 Obasanjo's conference, 2014 national conference. Now, Mohamed Buhari doesn't like it. He swept it under the carpet. Now, they are asking, what are we going to do in order to make Nigeria better? How?
Okay, let's pick this call. Hello? Hello, please, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. My name is Watiku Kelechi. I'm calling from Malaysia, Biafra.
Okay. All right, Wachuku, we can hear you.
Okay. I greet the house. I also special greeting goes to my Biafra.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, continue, please.
Yeah, we are hearing you, bro. Carry on.
Okay. Now, there's something I want to correct from your right side. The word you use here, secession. Actually, we are not into secession. What Biafra is into is self-determination.
We mentioned that, yes.
There is difference between... Sorry?
We mentioned that at the beginning of the program that we should not just take it as secession as that's it, but let us underline self-determination. We did.
Yeah. Secession... Hello?
We can hear you. Carry on.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are not actually into secession. We are into self-determination.
Right.
Determination. Another thing I want to discuss about is that something that one of the guys here said concerning the Nigerians should come together. We should come together and see how we can, solve the problem instead of going separate ways. So I want to contribute in that aspect that it will not work that way. Why? Because the way the Biafra man will want to solve their problem is not the same way an Hausa man or a Yoruba man want to solve their problem, their own problems. So this is the only place where we are only believing that if we go our own separate way, in the short term, we quickly develop our place. That is my contribution.
All right. Thank you so much. Please, I tell everybody as you come in, please share this video. Let this message go out. Please, let's carry on. But I would like to read a comment here by Ebubechi. She said, if only the leaders of Nigeria can sit down like this and discuss how the nation can move forward. It is so sad that it's only the youth that are concerned about the state of the nation, not the leaders. Well, still not all the youth. There are some of us here who are trying to do that. We need these kind of discussions everywhere, every time, so that we can raise the awareness, understand what is going on, and the leaders will really understand that we are already probing into the heart of the issue, and that way we can get things solved. Next call, please. Let's call. Hello. You're online.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. You're on air. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I was listening to your program.
Thank you.
Am I live on air now?
Yes, you are. You are. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. I want to say here that what you people are discussing is right. All right?
Sorry, we didn't get
Hello?
you. Can you repeat yourself?
Yes, I want to say that what you people are discussing is very important.
Oh, good.
But then, you people have to know something that is very clear. Nigeria was created by a fraudulent man from Europe. All right?
Okay.
The constitution of Nigeria is flawed. It is one-sided, and that country must be splitted.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Ebuka. I'm calling from Dubai.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah.
So,
right.
That country must be splitted because the country was built on fraud. The constitution is fraudulent and one-sided. The leaders of the country are religious bigots, tribal bigots, and biased in mindset. Just imagine the president of Nigeria for
for example, his behavior, his body language, 95% and 5%, he will not treat them equal. Those who voted for him, 95%, he will not treat them equal with those who voted for him, 5%. You know?
Yeah, yes.
So everything is there for everyone to see.
That's right.
Everybody is saying that Nnamdi Kanu this, he's making his speeches, but his speeches are, he's making speeches within the ambit of the law. Though he's saying harsh things, but it is within the ambit of the law.
Okay.
Anything he says might be harsh, but he's saying it with the ambit of the law.
All right.
People are not thinking of things that Buhari said, such as he will make sure that Nigerians bleed if they don't vote for him. Okay, now what of the other that said that he will put every woman in the lagoon if they don't vote for APC? You know, people are just being tribal bigoted, tribal sided. You know, they don't. Okay,
it's all right.
So he's asking for freedom. That means he's calling for war.
It's okay. We get your point.
Anybody asking for freedom is calling for war.
It's all right.
See the statement of Otibanjo.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, please. You people should look into these things.
All right. Thank you very much. We have another call coming in. This is okay. He cut off.
Sir, I want to ask a question. Constitutionally, does a president of a nation supposed to be out of?
That is another topic for another day.
Within the jurisdiction of his for 2 months, and they will not invoke constitution.
He's away for 3 months now.
Katia was telling. I said this because Katia said the youth should demand for their right or whatever.
If you are from the south, right? If you stand up today, say, people, Constitution says that a president cannot stay away for more than 90 days. That means he should be already declared incapacitated or not fit to vote. Yeah, if you stand up, and that's what Constitution. If you stand up to say that now, nobody will want. Some other people from some other region might not want to reason.
That is my point.
Because you are from the south.
That is what I was saying.
This is a problem we have.
The people on the seat on those tier, they know.
Tribalism.
145.
We're talking at the same time.
Sorry, that's correct. So
that's right.
They should have invoked.
Yeah, Prince Stanley is saying that the Constitution says 90 days. That's
yes. So why have they not done anything?
Who has said anything?
145, 146.
Nobody.
And 160.
Okay, let's get Dayo from Canada. Hello. Hello, Dayo. Good evening or good morning, where you are.
Yeah. Hello. What did you say?
I say hello, Dayo. We know you are calling from Canada, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. My greetings to all the panel.
Thank you.
Just want to let you all, if you observe it, average Nigerians believe that Nigeria has to separate. But secondly, my question is, with the if you look at the way Kanu speaks, he speaks with personal hatred to other ethnic groups, which is fine. That's his own personal. But as a leader, is causing people hating other ethnic groups today. My question now is that my question to the panel is that what makes them believe that Kanu is genuinely, because all I expect from Kanu is to explain to the entire people in particular the benefit of his ideology. It's not doing that. So what makes the panel feel that Kanu is going to deliver the evils? Thank you.
Well, that question will be covered. Thank you, Dayo. Thank you for calling. That question will be directed to maybe to you.
Okay.
To Prince Oscar.
Okay, Dayo, thank you very much. What makes me to say that Carlo is delivering the message and is ready to deliver his people and he have come to deliver them is this. When he was in UK preaching, people say that you cannot be a freedom fighter while living in a foreign land, that you have to come down to Nigeria. Then they forgot that he had been broadcasting all the way from Nigeria. He broadcast in Aba. He broadcast in Lagos. So now, before he came back, before they arrested him, he said that I'm coming back to Nigeria in the next 3 days, and I know that you people, the government are going to arrest him, that he is ready. He came down, the same thing happened. Now, after his orchestration and he was released, you can see a number of people who is with Nnamdi Kanu, who always follow him any place, anywhere he goes. He draw crowd. Then, my brother, I want you to look at the faces of those people. What do you see when you look at them? When you look at their faces, you see miserable. When you look at their faces, you see hopelessness. When you look at their faces, you see suffering. When you look at their faces, you will see there is no hope. That is what Nnamdi Kanu is telling them. That hope is on the way. When Biafra comes, there will be a hope. When Biafra comes, there will be things that you are lacking in Nigeria, that federal government of Nigeria is not capable to give to his own people, that you will have it. And mind you, once again, I want to remind somebody who said that oil will finish. We Biafrans, we don't believe in oil. Oil can be taken off today, tomorrow. We don't care about it. We are capable and making our future to be bright and making the future of the young generation to be brighter.
All right. Prince, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Would you agree if the Nigerian people say that Biafra can go, but without the South, would you agree?
That I would not agree, because we have common values.
I'm just asking.
No, I'm coming. I have to explain. We have common values. We speak almost the same language with them. We are one. Our DNA is one. Our women, tie 2 pieces of wrappers. And they tie 2 pieces of wrappers. Yorubas, they tie only one. And the Hausa, they tie only one. That is one thing you have to understand. You understand? They succeeded by dividing us through divide and rule. Why, when they realized if they would allow these people to be one, our interests in that region, we are not going to get it. That was why Gowon created states.
We need to
make sure that these people,
I got my
they
answer.
are okay. You have gotten there.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
A follow-up question. Can you tell me all you said so far about the identity, how you know that some people are part of you and some people are not part of you? Then use the idea of rapper, cultural example.
Yes.
And in that same examples you were using, you said Yorubas and the Hausas, they tie single. Does that mean Yorubas and Hausa are the same? Because I think you're using the same argument for yourself.
Well, if I may come to that one, I think you people...
in other words, I think you have to give me something more...
The Yorubas and the Hausa, they have something in similar. They have common values. You understand?
Can you mention some of the values?
They have common values, because one is protecting the other one, and the other one is protecting the other one in Nigeria today. So we and the Northerners and other ethnic regions, we have no common values. Our food we eat are not the same.
We are going likewise ours.
We are going back again to the broad question. What I asked was a simple one. If they agree that the Igbo people can go, do you agree that if that happens?
We discussed this last time, and let me just answer that question so that we don't go around it so much. That's why I even spoke about referendum. If we're going to talk about referendum in that territory,
I'm not even saying it as against you. I'm actually for you.
As maybe being declared today as Biafra. Then the people from the south, they separate. They say no, we are one.
Would you agree for such referendum to happen?
It's okay, people. Let's okay. The call just.
You know, it's just like when you say somebody from Benue who is answering Okechukwu, who is answering Obiefle, are they Igbos?
All right, let's read this.
It's not complicated. You know, one thing, what we have to understand is that, you know, in culture, if you don't have common value system with others.
All right, let me read the comment here. Big William said, the truth is that Nigeria was designed to hinder and impede Nigerian youths. If we don't do anything now, the next 100 years will still be this way. For example, how can you make progress in Nigeria when the North alone has 19 states and the highest number of members of the National Assembly? In 57 years,
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. If you try to
all
say,
right, let's answer a call, okay? Okay, please call again. The thing cut off. Let me finish. For example, how can you make progress in Nigeria when the North alone has 19 states and the highest number of members of the National Assembly? In 57 years of independence, okay, let's try third attempt. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, yes, you're on air. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Watuku Temple. I'm calling from Malaysia.
Okay, the Malaysians are woken up. All right. Yes, Watuku Temple.
I want to answer firstly the question that this my brother asked. That the guy that asked about South refused to join Biafra.
Yeah.
I want to answer him on that question.
Okay, carry on.
Hello?
We are listening, yes.
Okay. Yeah, my answer is that Biafra state has a territory which was known as Eastern territory. So whatever thing Biafrans are asking to do, nothing less but that territory that was known as Biafra. Then in that territory, if any of our clients decide, our brothers decide that they want to belong to Nigeria, then they have to have their referendum and join Nigeria. The majority decide to join Nigeria. Of course, we let them join Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Wachiku.
But we don't have
another call.
We don't have to.
Thank you so much, Wachiku.
Of course, we must claim our territory first.
All right.
Very important.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Wachiku. Thank you for your call. We have another call. Hello. You're on air now. Okay.
So another thing we have to understand, the Biafra that we are bearing, that we are answering, where this name comes from. In old Nigerian map, before the war, there was a bat of Biafra.
A what?
Bite of Biafra. You understand? But it was removed. Who removed it? When was it removed? It was after the war.
Okay, let's answer.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're on air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Reverend Chris Emran. I've run before.
Okay, you've called before. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from England.
From England. Okay. Yes, yes. You can talk. We hear you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to know this forum. What is it for? Because what is it for? Is it one-sided? Is it for Bradford, for Namdekano, or is it a different kind of forum that people can air their view? Because it's not looking like.
Yeah, this is what it is. That's why we have people from different corners of the country, different ideas, different solutions. And we have this calling opportunity so that people can call in and share their views. That's what we are doing. What the Nigerian government is not allowing us to do, let us do it ourselves and talk and discuss our problems and the way forward. That's the whole idea.
Okay. Yeah, because the online discussion is there's quite a lot of attack on one side. People have right to share their views. At times, the views are not our own. We don't share people's view all the time, and but we need to defend people's right.
That's right.
To
That's
say
right.
what they want to say.
Okay, thank you. And at the beginning of the program, I announced that, and I asked people to please, no insults, share your views, hear others out. That is the way forward. That is why it's dialogue. And that's what we stand on. People here have different views.
Because people have different views.
That's right.
People should be free to share those views.
That's right.
It should be a platform that, instead of someone going online or, putting another person's view, or name calling.
Right.
Or, there should be a kind of a right way to disagree.
Right.
Because no one is, that has the monopoly of knowledge. And we have different views, and even though I don't agree with people's views, other people's views, I might not agree with other people's views, but I must defend their right to share those views.
That's right. Okay.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Understood. That's understood. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One second. Thank you very much. Let me quickly read some comments here. People are writing. Okay. Uchenna Nwaogo is saying, Abia State, Imo State, Onisha all have oil reserves. Oil is not our major concern. Okay. Catherine says we must restructure our federal and state governments to benefit the people on the local government level. That's right. Charles Keze is saying that the Southeast can be a nation if the South-South don't want to be part of Biafra. Prince Stanley saying, Prince Oscar, you are wrong here 50%. In River State, we have not only the Ikweres, we have Ijos, Omokus, Akodas, Bonis, Sabamas, and so on. These are different ethnic groups. We from South-South would prefer Biafra to Oduduwa, but we have our own territories too. Okay, Catherine is saying the problems of the common man will not be solved by division of region, but change of mindset. Okay.
That takes a long time to achieve.
Yeah. Sammy Green is saying United States of Biafra, because Biafra is not only Igbos.
That's what I wanted to say.
That's right. Okay, former Eastern region, Mugo is saying, okay. Jenna is also saying Biafra is not only Igbos. Right, like you mentioned, the bite of Biafra, even the name Biafra is not even Igbo.
It's not Igbo.
But from the name of that bite there, the southern region, by the Gulf of Guinea, at the corner there. After the war, it was now changed to bite of Benin, right?
What did they call it?
No, bite of Benin, or what was it called?
Bonnet.
Oh, bite of Bonnie.
Yeah,
bite of Bonnie.
From there, I have to.
Yeah, bite of Bonnie, it was changed. And that was why Senator Ben Bruce said that the name has to come back. You don't have to do it because it sounds like somebody else's. Okay, gentlemen.
I was saying before the call.
Now, round up. Then we'll carry on.
Let's try to appreciate the last caller that talks about the genuity and name calling. Like I said earlier, when we talk about language of war, secession, and the host of others, what brings about is if you don't have an idea in support of some people, either you are idiots, you are Yoruba, you are a pig.
That's very wrong.
That is why we have to, if truly we want secession, we want a peaceful coexistence, or somebody wants to go, we have to understand our differences and we move on. If you don't understand, like Dr. Katia have said, the origin of this problem, if you're letting we are deceiving ourselves, tribalism is part of it.
Part of it. The major part.
Part of it. I am very sure if President Jonathan is won the 2015 election, this thing might not have occurred. But we are not going there today.
We don't know that.
But maybe people around would have been maybe
on the other side. But let's try to believe that
now. Okay, Prince, please. 2 minutes. We'll go around and then we'll have to round up.
Okay. Let me say something categorically clear here is that I want people to understand when we call Biafra, it's not only Igbos. Okay. Igbo is a language, and Igbo people Biafra. The name Biafra is not Igbo language. Before Nigerian Biafran War, there was a geographical map. And all of them, they know that they are Biafrans. Even before the white men came, we are Biafrans. That is whom we are. Before they joined us together. You understand? So, now, what am I trying to say for people who are saying that South-South is not Biafra? Why is it in the South we have South-South? What about North-North? Why can't you have North-North in over there? You know, so what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that there is a kind of marginalization. You know, if they call the South-South people the minority. Who is minority? In your own land, you are a minority. Excuse me for that. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that what Biafrans are asking, what So what we are saying is give us a date of referendum. Secession is not war. And Nnamdi Kanu have not even called for a war. IPOB have not even picked up a gun. You have not. We have not even shoot one bullet. But mind you, I want everybody to get me clear. If we bring a war to our doorstep, we have our right to defend ourselves. We have every right to defend ourselves. Okay. Look at what happened in Ozogbo today. That is a terrorist act. And if such an act will be carried after and after, I don't know. People who say that it's a selfish interest, that is why we're agitating. We are not agitating. Our agitation is not selfish. It is our fundamental human right. So, I mean, we must have to continue our agitation. We must have to make sure that our Biafra comes, because that is our last hope.
All right. Okay. Engineer,
well, it's been a good time.
Wow, this one is a good one. Okay, let's try to get the call. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Catherine.
Hello, Catherine.
Hi. Okay, it seems like there's a lag from here in the U.S. to you guys.
Yeah, we hear you.
But this is Dr. Catherine from the United States.
Okay.
I am the beautiful product of the Southwest and the Southeast, so I understand the complexities of what we're talking about.
Right.
And I just want to say some things from what my mom and I are discussing here while we're at home. We just wanted to say, number one, that we totally support those who are in, who want to remove themselves from a government that is not benefiting them, that is not allowing them to grow, that has stolen from them, and has not given them anything in return. We are totally in support of that. However, just like Mr. Prince just said, if we are forced to defend ourselves, we will do so in the most brutal way possible if necessary. I also want to say that we here in the diaspora, we should be coming up with solutions to the problems of our people so that we can take them back and implement those solutions, because we can all talk about how much history that we have. We can all talk about where we came from, whom formed us, so on and so forth. But the reality is that we're the ones living today. We have to be the ones to change our country. It's going to take some time, definitely, to change our mindset. But once we open up our minds to the plight and the difficulties of other people, and we are able to understand that and respect that, we can then implement laws and policies and affect our local government adequately.
Okay, yeah, carry on, doctor.
Sorry, I heard a call. So we need to move forward. As much as we want to discuss
where we came from and what the problems have been and who did what, did how, whatever. We need to figure out what it is that we need to implement for our country, not based on the rhetoric of anybody else's country, what has worked for the U.S. or the U.K. or Malaysia or whatever. We as a people have to decide and decipher what we need in our government to make sure that we have a future, so that we can move forward, so that we can have progress that is seen on the streets and on the faces of people every single day. This solution is not going to come with people moving themselves from one region to another or demarcating the country. That's all nice and pretty, but that does not solve the problems of the common man. Food, water, transportation, education, infrastructure, business. These are the things and the problems that we have in our country, and these are the things that we need to talk about so that we, no matter what region that we're in, can make progress, can see the progress in our streets and on the faces of our people. Until we start discussing about that, everybody that wants to split up it's not going to work, because, again, the problems don't go away just because you move to a different state. If you're not changing your mind and if you're not changing the problem, or you're not finding a solution to the problem, they're just taking your problems with you.
All right.
So that's pretty much all we have to say.
Okay, Dr. Kate. Thank you so much for the call. Thank you. We have another call.
If you're not changing the problem, you're not finding a solution to the problem, they're just taking your problems with you. So that's pretty much all we have to say.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, Dr. Kate. Thank you so much for the call.
Hello. We can hear you. You're on air.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Yes. We can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello. My name is Bright. I'm calling from Belarus.
Okay. All right. From Belarus. Okay. Your opinion or question?
Contribute to what the last speaker just spoke.
Okay.
First of all, according to people talking about the Biafra thing is something is a selfish cause. Now I want to ask the question: what is the voice on the streets? Have we like there was a speaker that was talking about the voice on the street. What is the average man on the street talking about Nigeria? That's what we need to consider. What is the voice talking and what are the elites talking?
In the land of Biafra.
The people that are afraid of referendum is the people that have a selfish interest. The voice on the street is, bring a two-ballot box, let's cast our votes. Let's know whether we will be among the one Nigeria or we'll go our separate ways. It's a very simple fact. So I don't see anything wrong with bringing a two box and casting your votes.
Okay.
It's a fundamental human right.
That's right. You are for referendum.
So you're saying that Biafra is a call for war, or Duduwa Kingdom is a call for war, or secession, or restoring a formal original territory that was created by God. The call for war. I see it as an act of not being sincere to yourself.
All right.
I see it as an act of propaganda.
It's all right.
Because Nigeria was not created by God. No, God did not create us to be together. No.
Which country?
God did not create us. It was created by a human being.
All right. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
For Nigeria to work, every parties involved need to come together and decide for themselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
It's
all right, sir. It's all right, sir. Your point is noted, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll have to take another call. Thank you so much for that, for your remarks, okay? Thank you. Hello. Okay, we missed this one coming from South Africa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. PD was talking.
Okay.
Wait, just quickly, 1 minute. All right, the call is back from South Africa. Hello. You're on air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay. He dropped.
Well, I love what my dear sister Katia had just said, but it's beautiful if you think that if the problem of education, which I mentioned here the last time, about ideology, mindset.
Another call. Let's try to take this one now. Hello. Hello. Your name and where you're calling from?
It's me, Big Williams.
Oh, Big Williams. Wow. Good to hear from you. Yes, sir. For those who don't know, where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, from Kuala Lumpur.
Malaysia.
Malaysia. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Am
you're
I
on
on
air.
air?
We hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Reduce the volume of the system you have there, okay?
Stay away from the system.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here right now.
Okay.
I just want to make a contribution, and I just want to ask a question. First of all, my contribution is this. In as much as
We lost him. Yeah, I think the line cut. Okay.
Nobody
cuts you off again.
Man, it's beautiful that people are calling from wherever, any opinion, and Kata was talking about Nigerians in diaspora. That we need to do something and all that. It's a beautiful idea, just like what Akon has done.
Right,
but he looked at it from a very different perspective.
Right.
Nnamdi Kanu used to be in
UK.
In UK. You get it. So he saw the need to return home. Felt the need that there's something to be fixed at home, which was why he left UK. Like somebody mentioned, he had the comfort of whatever he wanted. But going back to Nigeria to see how this problem can be ameliorated, it was something good. So I think that, what we're doing here, we are not saying that we have a problem with Nigeria. We are just trying to see how this is the problem that is on ground. This is our own opinion. So if the people that are in charge, which the ones in government, because no matter what we say here, if they don't want to do anything about it, there's nothing that can be done. But we are just looking at the whole matter holistically, highlighting areas that we are feeling disappointed and pain, which is the pain of every common man on the streets, especially the youth. So I think that if there should be any kind of harmonization, come together. This come together. Man, I still maintain my point. We've been coming together for too long. And the coming together, the more we try to come together, the separate we are. Like Katia said, educationally, Nigeria is almost dead. Sorry to say that. Agriculturally, we are not also found. Every single thing everybody talks about is oil. Nigeria, we're also rich in agriculture. We have farm, we have the land. We have cocoa. All these things are there. So, man, I just think that what needs to be done should be done.
And what is that?
I think secession is what needs to be done.
Separation, separation. A kind of confederation or anything.
What he said, bring people on, put the ballot, whatever. Do you want to leave? Or so if at the end of the day, I mean, the whole thing favors Nigeria, then we come together, see how we can still move the nation forward.
Right. Thank you so much. Dr. Lukman, 2 minutes.
To round off, as we asked, the topic of discussion, secession, selfless or selfless. Like I said at the beginning, looking at it from a particular angle is selfish. Looking at it critically is selfish. I said it, and I still maintain my point. Why I said so? What are the reasons, motives behind secession? So if I said because of suffering, but the suffering in the southeast alone? No. Southwest inclusive, the northeast, the north central, and every part of Nigeria. There's a problem in Nigeria that needs to be fixed. Yes, it is good. Something brings something. If there is no catalyst, the rate of chemical reaction will be hindered or might be slow. Thank God Nnamdi Kanu came. Let's give referendum. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, we are still one Nigeria.
And it doesn't mean they should be marginalized.
What we have just have to understand is there are some things we call symbiotic relationship. If there is something is wrong, we can gather together. We all know there's a problem. And there's an adage that says, if you know there is a problem, automatically you are thinking there must be a solution. The way out, if peradventure, coming together as a youth, because these people we put at the Senate, the House of Representatives, they are nothing but House of Nicompos. They are just going there to amass wealth. 50%, none of them is less than 50 years of age. And the way we go, what we call Senate dementia.
Let's try and hear this call, because your views are important also to us. Hello. You're on air.
Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good day.
Good day, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Prince Stanley.
Okay.
This is Prince Stanley.
Oh, Prince Stanley. Wow. Good to hear you. Please move away from your set. You could hear the echo. Yes, Prince Stanley. I know you're calling from Ukraine here.
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say
make it
thank
brief,
you,
sir.
guys,
Okay? You're running out of time.
for gathering together. Yeah, I'm calling from Ukraine. I want to first of all say thank you guys for gathering together and deliberating on issues that concerns our country, Nigeria. And I want to say one thing. My contribution here is one. The topic of debate today is whether this IPOB issue is a
selfless or selfish?
Excuse me?
Secession or self-determination. Is it selfish or selfless?
Whether it's selfish or selfless.
That's right.
Yeah, I will stand and say that, yes, it's selfless.
Okay.
The reason why I say this is, from my understanding, Nnamdi Kanu left all his luxury in the UK, came to Nigeria, and saw reasons with every other minority in Nigeria. I am a leader of Selfless Forum here in Europe.
Right.
He saw reason with every other minority in Nigeria there, who, you and I, to face the truth, we face the fact and know that we cannot wake up tomorrow, train up our children, and be bold enough to face them in the eyes and tell them, son or daughter, you're going to be the president of this country in the future. No, we cannot do that. We, the minority especially, the Igbos, the South, have been marginalized and classified as a second-hand citizens in that country, Nigeria. And I guess from our own webpage, Youth4 must have had some of our videos that was released in recent time, especially during the time the Iowa group asked fellow Nigerians to leave a part of Nigeria for them, which was very, very annoying. Well, I would say that, yes, if nobody starts it, even if it works out to have Biafra state today or not, if nobody starts it, nobody will begin it. If nobody wake up, rise to the call today to let the elders or leaders of Nigeria to know that what they've been doing is very, very uncalled for, I think they will not realize what they've been doing and oppressing fellow Nigerians will not have come to place. So I give Nnamdi Kanu a lot of kudos for that. Yeah, on the other hand, some of our IPOB boys
using some harsh words on other Nigerians, yeah, it's not the best. I would say that. It's not the best. And we from South, we praise your effort, but the time we did that when we were struggling for the problem we have in South, Niger Delta, if the Mossad then had joined us, I think Nigeria would have had a good result by today, either restructuring or secession, as you call it. But we were not calling for secession then. We know that we had every chance to really call for self-determination then. We did not do it.
Okay.
But today, I had my good friend, Prince Oscar, saying that the way from South, some of our people, especially, I know the guy is talking about, that is the query, that they put on the same wrapper, double wrapper.
Yes, sir, please,
we put those double wrapper up
please,
to...
can you round up? We're out of time. We're out of time.
End of Ore. But that's not the point there. We have different ethnic groups, starting from Cross River, where you have different ethnic groups, coming to former River States, Akwa Ibom State, the Bayelsa State, here you have the River State, you have Ekwere, you have the Omoku, you have the people from Aoda, different language, you have the people from Sagbama, the Gema, they all different languages. And you're coming back to Delta State, where you have more than...
Okay, sir, please, you need to round up, okay? We're out of time.
Yeah, we have different tribes, different ethnic groups in this area. And the Nigerian government, I believe, today is listening to Nnamdi Kanu, and I still want to say I greet him. We will pray for him.
Okay.
Because the side Nigeria is going, we pray for him, to God to guide him.
Okay.
But please, we from South, if we are given an opportunity, we will choose to join the Biafran. But if we don't have any option, but after today we have an option.
Okay,
if the Biafran is cutting off from Nigeria, we will also have to go for our own education.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Prince Stanley, thank you. We will have to go now.
So I want to understand that.
Thank you so much. And like I wrote you privately, we would like to have you here on one of the programs soon. We'll talk about that. But we still have a lot of issues to discuss concerning Nigeria, the national question. Thank you. Thank you.
Like I was saying, we have some issues in Nigeria, starting from bad leaders, selfish people, senator, House of Reps, governor, president, and bias of constitutions. Constitution work for some set of people and some not some set of people. Yes, let's give a referendum. If referendum work, fine. If it doesn't work, we know that we are still one Nigeria. But when we want to choose our words, let's just try to not to be emotional, because we are choosing chemistry over character. Yes, chemistry might ignite fire, but character keep it burning. Please, let's try to understand ourselves. If somebody doesn't support your ideology, we are entitled to our own opinion. That doesn't resort to insult, abuse. A lot of things is involved. The way you see issues is different from the way I see it. What we have passed through in life different from it. Automatically, we have the way we are reasoning, the way we are tackling issues. Issue of succession or no succession, sometimes it might be selfish or selfless. It depends on the way we look at it and who, what, and how they want that thing to be achieved. Thank you.
All right, brother, let's listen, please. Yeah, Jamal Michael is saying that the house is already divided. That the man from Biafra and Niger Delta are sitting close to each other. Why the others are sitting together? From your cities, Nigeria is already divided. True or false? Well, actually, Destiny has answered the question. There is nothing. The previous time you were seated differently. It was just different. This was just a coincidence. Okay.
It's not right.
We didn't mean it to be like
it. It was just a mere coincidence.
But it's not.
That's not it. The fellow here has his views.
Pastor, yeah.
No. It's all right. Okay. Sunday Nathan, please. 2 minutes. What? As somebody from the northeast, you've heard this. You are grouped together with Arewas. A lot of things have been said here. Many times you are born to rule. You don't want others to lead. You have all the oil wells. Excuse me, guys.
Can I read that comment from Kingsley?
All the oil guys.
It's a very touching one.
The last one. Okay. Carry on. I'll handle it.
Okay.
A lot of accusations against the North, which you are part of. Tell us.
Well, all these accusations, to be honest, I can't say I have a suitable answer for them, or how to be able to defend it.
What's your position?
What I just know is that I think we all have agreed that, first of all, there's a problem with Nigeria, and then for Nnamdi, should I call him Sir? Nnamdi Kalu. Mazi Nnamdi Kalu. To come up that, there's a problem, and then he's trying to bring about a solution, and then for people to follow him, it actually means that I think to some point, some part of Nigeria, or should I say all parts of Nigeria, is waking up to the realization that there is a problem, and we need to fix it. But the problem, and the other aspect, is that we have really come together, like you all have mentioned. We have come together to sit down, have a dialogue, to fix that problem. Not once, I think 2 or 3 times. And still, there's been no solution to this. So
there is some people carpet it.
Okay, like you said, there is a solution, but because they have carpeted the solution, that means that we don't have a solution. It still comes back to that. So I think the problem with Nigeria, like we agreed, is both from the people leading and then we, the Nigerian citizens, and it's going to take a long run to be able to fix that problem. That's if it can be fixed.
Then what if people are not ready to wait for that long run, and they're asking?
If people are not waiting,
but they don't have any belief in that.
Then I think it's their right for you to allow them to secede.
All right, thank you. Hey, the banks.
I don't think I have anything really against what he said. I think whatever Nnamdi Kanu has done, I actually commend him, even though I do not agree with him as a person. You see, I'm more a pro-Nigerian than the secession thing. However, my position is this. The problem facing Nigeria, or problem Nigeria is facing, is more important than the issue of secession. The issue of secession should only come up as the last resort, you see. For now, I think we're getting close to that point where we have to decide if we want to keep staying together or if we have to go our different ways. So, here is what I propose. Well, firstly, I believe that most Nigerians know how to, I don't think it's a secret how to really govern Nigeria. You see, the problem is about the several things we've discussed here: accountability, how this our leaders are untouchable. They make laws and nobody can hold them accountable. And I think those are the issues we should try to find a way to resolve first. And if we fail, at fixing these problems, then and only then should we go into issues like separation, which I think should be on the table anytime we're discussing anything important.
Somebody here, Uche Namogo, is saying, my brothers, if you travel through international airport, Port Harcourt International Airport, you will cry. He goes on to say that go to Imo Airport, Enugu Port Harcourt Airport, all laughable. Kingsley Bewike is saying Lagos is making billions of naira from Lagos Seaport. Why would other seaports shut down for the past 50 years? He continues to say that the northern part has 6 international airports, while south and side it has none. John Obi Ojimadu is saying Biafra referendum is a civilized way forward. We are now coming to the end of this particular forum, and well, what do you guys think?
Answer the call.
Let's
remind them our next meeting.
Hello.
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 I'm calling from Malaysia. My name is Chinedu Innocent.
All right, Chinedu Innocent from Malaysia. All right, please, 1 minute, please. Your point. Thank you.
I just come in now, and I noticed. I just try to listen and see what people are discussing.
Okay.
Actually, I have a question to ask the guy from the Northeast based on what he's saying, and I want him to be very optimistic in that response. I have tried to take him to study Nigeria Constitution and the Muslim religion from the North, and that is where we're having the loop side in this Nigerian problem. So I want to ask him this question. Do you think the Northeast, the people from the North who are the Muslims, will they allow the Nigerian Constitution to supersede, which is the Quran? Because this is also the problem that most people are having in Nigeria, but it's as if we have to look into it so deeply. It's not corruption like the Nigerian problem. Because of the Constitution is not balanced. There is people from the North who believe they are above the Constitution of Nigeria. So that's why it's not working.
Yes, Brother Chinedu, it's like getting late. I made it clear that because here's Sunday Nathan.
Because it is very obvious. I'm not trying to respond to the question, but I'm trying to, based on my own granted, what I have taken to assimilate. Them from the North cannot be able to allow Nigerian Constitution to supersede their belief in religion. And that is the problem.
All right.
Emir and Sultan can be able to be loyal to the Constitution of Nigeria.
Okay.
Everybody can be able to let the Constitution of Nigeria.
Okay, Brother Chinedu.
Anybody living in any part of Nigeria will have to say, not to have Sharia courts in the North, and then leave other people from the South, and now have to obey the constitutional law.
All right.
Which is a very big problem.
All right.
So
can you hear me?
I'm not constitutionally obeying the Constitution of Nigeria because of their belief. So in this essence, I think the only solution to Nigeria's problem is division.
Okay.
So they can also have their own normal religion and their constitutional way of life. People from the South have their own way of life.
All right, thank you.
If he can tell me or tell the audience there that people from the North can be loyal to the Constitution of Nigeria
it's all right.
on their religious belief. Because if you ask them straight question, do you think Nigerian Constitution should be above your Quran belief? You will know his response.
All right.
You will fix him.
All right, Brother Chinedu, it's like you were not hearing me. I was answering. I've made the point clear that Brother Sunday Nathan here from the Northeast, first of all, from the name, Sunday, he is a Christian. And he's made it clear that he cannot answer for any Muslim or for anybody here, whether he's a fundamentalist or not, what he has in mind, whether his Islam is above the constitution or what. He has already made his point clear. If we cannot come to the table to decide on how to stay together, then anybody who wants to leave should be left alone to leave. So I think that really answers your question. Thank you so much for calling. And well, gentlemen, we're rounding up. We'll still be back here next week. Watch out for the announcements. Share this video. Let people hear, let people see and know that we are talking about Nigeria's issues. We cannot sweep everything under the carpet. Okay. And finally, I will have to say, it is very clear that Nigeria is not working. We discussed this in the past 2 episodes. The country is not working. We've had maybe 3 kind of comforts. One, like I mentioned earlier, the Aburi Accord. We've had the conference. They kind of sit down to agree on the way forward. We have maybe 3 or 4 different sit down. Nothing has happened because the powers to be never allowed all the accords and the agreements reached there to see the light of the day. The Aburi Accord was written and signed. Its non-implementation led to the Civil War. After that, 1999, there was one, and the last one was 2014, which, I mean, people came from different corners of Nigeria. They sat down, argued, talked about their differences, their similarities, and they had recommendations that this is the only way forward. And they put a clause for referendum in there. All the recommendations were swept under the carpet. Just 2 weeks ago, because of the situation we found ourselves in now, the Senate and the House of Assembly in general sat down to look at some of these recommendations, and they threw out the major one that we are talking about, practicing true federalism, because that probably would have been an antidote to what the problem that we are facing today. The secession from here, somebody sacking the other person from the other place. So another point I would like us to also, like what we agreed on last time, was that from the onset, Nigeria was jigged to fail. From the time of the amalgamation to the time of the creation of the creation of the regions was helped solve the issue of the amalgamation. Having 4 different regions, independent, autonomous regions, because they were sure and they were clear that these are different people that you cannot stitch together. But they had a common weak center where they had representatives. But they knew that it was not possible. We talked about the statement made by Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and everybody. We understood that these people had in mind that we should practice true federalism. In a confederate system where the regions are independent, they are autonomous, and they have a common center. It was due to the fact that some people wanted to intercede or to take over affairs in other regions that created the problems in the Western region, and problem between the Prime Minister and the then President. I mean, a lot of things. Nigeria, the way it was fixed, was jigged to fail. The problem we had further was that the subsequent governments never tried to solve these issues. Instead, they continued with lopsided, measures that rather brought in more tribalism, brought in more, suspicion between all the tribes. Nobody trusts the other. That's why we cannot talk. Nobody trusts the other. That's why we cannot come to the table. That's why this kind of forum we're having here, people are wondering, wow, how did you people do this? Because it is difficult to do, even in Nigeria. Because if they are seated, there's already it's already a quarrel. Yeah. So mistrust is there, bigotry is there. Because we were never even meant to come together. And instead of trying to create a nation, we rather created tribes and regions. Till date, Nigeria was jigged, ruled over afterwards from after the war. Till date, was meant to fail. Some people thought that it's not to fail. It was not meant to fail, but at the end of the day, the result is what we're having today. So, Nnamdi Kanu, whether you like him or not, he has made everybody, whether from north, south, east, west, to even start to think, something is wrong and something has to be done. People are talking. But I see that we've reached a point of no return. Nigeria will never be the same again. I'm not a prophet of doom. I'm just talking from facts that we're not seeing. What I mean that Nigeria will never be the same. I'm not saying that we're going to break up or anything. No. But we will be forced to find a way forward, a way that will favor us all. IPOP agitation with tens of millions of supporters is not something you can kill with a gun. It's not something we can't kill an ideology with a gun. Then you have the Arewa youth angry about that, then telling them to leave, the people from the south to leave the region. So the thing has gone so deep. It has gone so deep that quickly something has to be done. Need to sit down, iron out this thing. If you need referendum, general referendum, okay.
And
referendum,
a quick fix answer won't solve it.
Yeah. But you need to sit down and talk. The way they sat down during the National Conference of 2014, let it be 2 weeks, how long is it? And they came out with a blueprint of the way forward. It has to be done now for Nigeria to move forward. So, thank you so much, gentlemen, for for today. Whatever it is, let it come on the round table. Let's decide on it, and everybody and will move forward. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming today. Next week we shall be back. This is Nigeria, the national question with Obi Ojimadu and the wonderful panel here. So thank you so much, guys. Next week we shall have another wonderful topic. We're going to say things that people don't want to say, what politicians don't want to talk about. We're going to say it's no holds barred, bring out our emotions, but positively. We're not going to kill ourselves. We have to sit down and discuss the way forward. So, and thank you, the viewers, all those who called from different corners of the world. Thank you. It means that the message is going around. Please share this video. Let it go around. Let it raise awareness. Let it even help create forums, such forums where people can sit down and let's make our voice heard. So, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, viewers. God bless you all. And tune in next week. Share the video, like the page, like the comments, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.